usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, it's, you know, it is the season. And what, I mean, we could have marked the fact that today is the release date of This Girl Is Mine, Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson.
The Girl Is Mine?
But I'm sure
it was on this day.
No, on this day, but I'm sure as hell
no
glad
mine. She's mine. No mine. No.
I'm sure as hell glad we didn't do that because it's an awful song.
They're fighting over a woman.
Yeah.
That seems so plausible.
And I know. No, Paul. No. She's mine. And, you know, and it's the guitarist for Mink DeVille's birthday today. Singer for Quiet Riot's birthday.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Roger O'Donnell of The Cure.
Yeah.
It's Randy Jackson's birthday. He's not my favorite Jackson.
No.
You like Tito.
I like Tito.
Yeah.
Tito's my favorite. And it's Steve Sweet's birthday.
No,
Warrant. Cherry Pie, one of the most execrable songs ever written.
Oh, it's a great song.
Gina.
It's fun.
Gina's not.
It's fun.
Gina, it's not fun.
What do you have against Cherry Pie?
It's pedophilia.
No, it's not. They're the same age. How is it pedophilia?
They're not the same age.
Sure they are.
He's a leering rock star wanting some 14-year-old.
If it makes you feel any better, he's dead now.
Makes so good,
he is,
feels so good, makes a grown man look so good, make a grown man.
He's
cry.
not the grown man.
Somebody is.
Nowhere in that song does it say she's 14.
Yeah, I don't know if they make reference in
They
it.
don't.
Gina, I think it's a song about somebody drooling over a very young girl.
No, they're dating.
Okay.
They're boyfriend, girlfriend, and they're the same age, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Hi.
But no, it's the season.
It is the season. Now, let me give you a little background. Dragula.
Yes.
Is that the name of that song?
Yeah.
That's the name of the song. And it's the name of, he's singing about his car.
Oh, okay.
He's taken that name from there was a movie, a Munsters movie.
He being Rob
Zombie. There was a Munsters movie. And one of the plot points was a car race.
Yeah. Oh, I remember this.
And Grandpa built a dragster out of a coffin.
Hyman!
And
the Jewish vampire.
Yeah.
Hyman!
And Herman was in the drag race in this car, and the license plate read Dragula.
Which is a great name for
The Munsters was a great show.
It was called Munsters Go Home.
Munsters Go Home.
It was a movie.
Yep. Yvonne DiCarlo, Fred Gwynn.
Full color movie.
Al Lewis. Butch Patrick. And I don't know who was playing Marilyn in the movie.
the pretty girl.
They went through a couple of Marilyns.
Pat Priest, and then I forget who the other one was.
Yeah.
So, hi.
Yes.
We ought to probably officially begin the program.
Yeah.
We have a check-in prize.
So that's for people who would call 877-602-9696.
We have tickets to Shred Fest, which is this weekend.
To just that's for people who call in just to let us know that we're out here and we would like you in the 4 hours that you do the Radio from Hell show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. In that 4-hour period of time, we're expecting you to maybe do us 4 or 5 minutes of good, solid entertainment.
That's a lot.
4 or 5 minutes
row?
out of... No.
Oh, okay.
No, it can be sprinkled throughout the 4 hours.
So keep your stopwatch handy.
Yeah, and maybe even at the end of the show, you could call in and say, well, you gave us a good 4 minutes today or 3 minutes or however. But so 877-602-9696, that's the number to call. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. And maybe you'd like to do, let's see, in 3 words or less, tell us, how can we make it all better?
Oh, geez.
How could we make it all better? How could
I
somebody...
wish it were that simple.
How could somebody make it all better? 3 words or less, how could somebody make it all better? 877-602-9696.
All right.
All right? I know how you could make your eyes all better.
Hoops Vision Correction.
3 words right there.
HOOPESvision.com is the website.
I mean, it's it doesn't feel like fall that much to me today. I wore shorts today. It's so warm. But Hoops Vision, it's the fall colors. The fall colors are out there, and man, it's beautiful. The trees are changing all up and down my street. They look great, and it's great to not have to wear glasses or contact lenses as the weather gets colder because your glasses don't fog up when you'll go inside. I used to hate that. I've been to Hoops Vision and had my eyes lasered so that I don't have to wear glasses, and Carrie has. And
Oh, I do not miss my glasses and
no,
contacts.
me either. If you're tired of dealing with glasses or contacts every day, call Hoops Vision and schedule your free VIP consultation. And right now, you'll get $800 off if you decide to go with the LASIK procedure at Hoops Vision. 877-30-LASIK, LASIK, or go to the website. It's hoopsvision.com.
Hey, party people, I'm John Smith, and I have for you every single day.
Deli. Deli. Spell it with me now. D-E-L-I. And now we'll use it in some dialogue with LeVar and his friend Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr. It's Sunday, and LeVar has come over to his friend LeGrand's home to see why Elder Dunn is not in church. Again, the word is deli. Let's listen.
Come in.
Oh, there you are, LeGrand. Home all alone in front of the TV on Sunday. I know, I can see the church parking lot from my trailer home, and when I saw your minivan pull up for the meeting, and your wife Midge and all the little Dunn kids pile out without their daddy, I figured something was up. Something is up, isn't it, LeGrand? It ain't like you to miss church. How come you ain't there?
Well, I ain't feeling well, LeVar. I spent the night working up my guts. I had stuff running out of both ends, LeVar.
Ooh.
I ain't been up to snuff for the past few months, as a matter of fact. I don't know what is in me, but it ain't fun.
So that's why you ain't in church, huh? Of course, the fact that your favorite team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is playing them red-hot Arizona Cardinals today don't have nothing to do with it, does it?
No, it don't. I really am sick. I'm just starting to feel a little bit better right now. My stomach is almost settled.
Oh, looky there. Buddy Ryan is yelling at one of his players. Oh, yuck. Here. Aim for the bucket. Oh, you are a mess, LeGrand. A real mess.
I need for you to do me a favor, LeVar.
What?
I need you to go to the Circle K and get me some 7-Up. And if you would you just make me up some nice warm milk toast? I need to eat, but it has to be something mild, like milk toast.
Who do you think I am, your wife? Hey, why ain't she here?
She had the lesson in Relief Society today. Oh, I'm sick.
Look, you gots to start taking your vitamins, LeGrand. You need to take your vitamin C. You need to take your sulfur pills. You need your cat fur oil. You need your seaweed and plenty of that crab shell calcium and ragweed. You need to take all that stuff on a daily basis.
Every day?
Every day.
I need to take that stuff deli?
Yep, a good handful of vitamins on a daily basis.
I know you don't hardly ever get sick, LeVar. You take all them things deli?
Well, that stuff don't work on me like it works on most people. I just try to drink a pint of cheap rum every day. Yep, pint of rot gut hooch deli does the trick for me.
877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
There's the information you need, and
No one's called.
Nope, today
to check in.
It could be an early Halloween gift.
That no one calls to check in, and we don't have to ever do that feature again at 877-602-9696.
But we have these Shredfest tickets.
Well, maybe people don't have any documents that need to be shredded.
No, this is the Ski and Snowboard Rail Jam Professional Lumberjack Competition Concert Sponsor Village Beer Fest Fundraiser Marching Band Food Truck Good Vibes and More Fest.
That's right. It's at Liberty, right?
Yeah.
Liberty Park.
At shredfestival.com.
I went there last year. I think it was, and it was amazing. So 877-602-9696. That's the number to call if you have a mind to check in. 3 words or less. What would make it all better? What would make it all better? But if you don't call, we won't do the feature and nobody gets the tickets. But let's check in. Let's do the official, let's officially begin the program, shall we?
Brought to you by Del Taco's new shredded beef. It's authentically seasoned and bursting with flavor. Right now you get 2 shredded beef combo burritos for only $6, only at Del Taco. Limited time only. Participation may vary.
The moon is 73.9% full. It is on the wane. It is a gibbous moon. The moon will set today at 1:02 p.m. Today being Monday, it's the 29th day of October in the year of our Lord 2018, and this is North America's most querulous radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the lords of morning radio, the sons of Soros. I'm a little tired because Mr. Soros sent me down to the caravan.
Was it your turn to go down
I had
and
to
make
go down
sure?
and just make sure that they were still moving toward the border. And he took me down with a couple of bushel loads of money to fund the immigrants and the Middle Easterners who are moving this way. Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. That's us, the Radio from Hell show. And we're here right now. Richard Stedman, he's in there. Behind me, he always, and I know he's always making faces.
He
at
is
me
right now
because I can never ever see him.
He's doing that right now.
Yeah, but I'd rather have my back to him. I'd rather not see him. He's the producer of the show. Dylan Allred, no relation. I say that for his protection. Is producing video for the Radio from Hell show, which you can see at x96.com/live. If you have a mind to, you can see us live right now on your computer devices, and also you can see little pictures and videos and things like that when we do the news. And Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, is helping produce the show today.
All right.
Check-ins brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cashback plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
They called. Checking in. All right, here we go.
Let's begin with Mike from Santa Quinn.
Hi, Mike. How's the apple crop?
The apple crop has dropped.
It did? It's done?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I mean, there's rotten apples all over the ground now. So.
Yeah, smells kind of funny, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Smells like apple cider. So, Mike, 3 words or less, what would make it all better?
More effing money.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Mike.
Or how about a job?
How about a job?
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, the apple picking is all done, that's for sure.
All right.
See you, Mike.
Let's go to Frank.
Frank?
Good morning.
Good morning, Frank. 3 words or less, what would make it all better?
To visit my parents.
Oh, where are your parents?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, is that where you were born, Frank?
Yeah, I'm born and raised Charlotte, North Carolina. Been here going on 6-7 years now.
And why are you here?
My wife's family's here.
Oh,
okay.
We met in Charlotte, and schools there are horrible. We knew we didn't want our kids to go there, so we moved out here. But in the 6 or 7 years, we haven't really been able to get back to Charlotte to visit my parents.
Oh, that's hard.
That's too bad. Well, Frank, I hope your dreams are realized and you get to see him soon. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
See ya.
Right. Let's go to Lynn. Hello,
Morning, Lynn.
Good morning.
Morning.
Lynn, 3 words or less, what would make it all better?
Stop being selfish.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah? Yeah?
Or
Lynn,
start
If
being
everybody
selfish.
just stops being selfish, everybody's everything would be all better.
I think so. Hey, Lynn, would you like to go to Shredfest?
I would love to.
Yeah, okay.
Well, actually, the non-selfish approach would have been, why don't you give those to somebody
Give
else?
those to somebody
Oh,
deserving.
So there's Lynn not following her own.
Yeah.
No.
Hang on, Lynn. We'll get some.
Hang on, we'll get them for
We'll
you.
get some information from you. Hang on.
Give them to someone more deserving.
Brittany is here.
Hello, Brittany.
What's up?
Hi.
Brittany.
You're awfully chipper
Hello.
this morning, Brittany.
Why are you so chipper?
I've just been jumping rope for an hour, and I'm wide awake and perky.
Oh,
that's really good exercise, isn't it?
It is full
Yeah.
body workout
Yeah. Brittany, do you double Dutch?
all day.
Oh, baby.
Day.
All day.
Whoop, whoop. Brittany, 3 words or less. What would make it all better?
A Brazilian wax.
Good Lord, you are
Brittany's a ton of fun.
You are just fun, and nothing but.
Right.
Thanks,
All right, Brittany.
Thanks for checking in, Brittany.
Thank you.
I don't know what to do with all of that.
Let's go to Tammy.
Tammy.
Hi.
Hi,
How you guys
Tammy.
doing?
Good. Tammy, 3 words or less. What would make it all better?
A good joke.
Yeah, I would. You know, people don't tell jokes very much anymore. I don't.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, I'll see if I can think of a joke. How long are you going to be listening this morning?
I'm on my commute back to my home.
So when will you?
Dropped off my spouse.
And when will you turn off the radio?
When I get out the car.
Here, I got a joke for you.
Okay.
How do you make a Kleenex dance? You blow,
How?
you blow a little boogie into it.
That's a good one.
Thank you for laughing at that.
Yeah.
Tammy, a very easy audience.
I'll give you one too, Tammy, real quick.
Okay.
2 penguins standing on an ice floe. One penguin says to the other, "Hey, you look like you're wearing a tuxedo." And the other penguin says, "Who's to say I'm not?" Good.
That's a good one too,
Okay.
Bill.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
I rest my case. All right, Tammy, thank you.
My dad's up.
Oh.
Morning, Pop.
Hi,
He
Tom.
sent me a picture.
Oh, hi, Tom.
He's up and
Why
taking
did he
selfies.
Send you an old publicity picture.
It's his headshot.
All right.
Let's see. Texters and chat room. More rum, says Corey.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there's our old friend Tona Collada checking in from Nashville.
I like Tona Collada.
Yes. Let's see. More sleep seems to be a common thread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Always.
Get off Facebook.
Yep.
Facebook's a horrible place.
Mm-hmm. And win the lottery. Cards Against Humanity. Finalize my divorce. High West whiskey.
Good luck.
And finally, the best one. The correct answer is booze at Costco.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Other places have such wonderful things. We do not. Lots of emergency vehicles on the scene of a crash. Main Street 8th North in Clearfield. The southbound right lane closed and the eastbound left lane are closed. That's the only thing being reported, though. You can report something if you see it. It's very easy. You pull over, and then you text us, 33986. Attention all skiers and boarders. Don't miss out on the 46th Annual Park City Ski and Snowboard Swap and Sale. November 2nd through the 4th. Ski Magazine calls it one of the best ski swaps in the country. For more information, go to parkcityskiswap.com. And coming up, we have a gift certificate to give away.
All right, we got big boy news coming up.
Yeah,
we got
I'm sorry.
very important sports on the way after that.
I'm sorry we have news coming up.
Yeah, sorry.
Very sorry. I'm not sorry, though, to tell you about the 10-minute pre-qualification at Ran Life. With everything that's going on, home values and rates and the economy going up, you get kind of curious maybe as to what you could qualify for if you want to buy a house. How often do you think about that? And how often do you think about how nice it would be to move in, get that extra bedroom or extra space, maybe move out of an apartment and get a house? You think, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know if I could qualify. Well, the problem is it takes so long to go through the mortgage application process. Well, with Ran Life, if you call them, you can figure it out in about 10 minutes what you might qualify for. They'll ask you a few questions on the phone. They'll give you, within 10 minutes, a good idea of what you qualify for and maybe even what your monthly payment would look like. So call Ran Life today at 801-478-4500. That's 801-478-4500. That's Ran Life. You can also find out a lot if you go to their website. It's ranlife.com.
When Radio from Hell concludes, the music begins.
Today, we examine another group of words used by most Utahns called L words, or words that end in ELL. And to help you with today's lesson, each time an L word is used in the following dialogue, a bell will sound. Imagine, if you will, our two friends, LeVar and LeGrand, together in LeVar's trailer house. The TV is on. A conversation ensues. Again, these are L words.
I love this TV show.
Yeah.
I am so glad that someone is showing the reruns of McKell's Navy.
Me too. You know, I would just love to set sail with McKell myself. Hey, you remember the one when the wacky crew of PT Boat 73 tried to save that beached whale?
Oh, yeah. They had a hard time because of this big storm.
Yeah.
Gale force winds and hell stones the size of golf balls.
Yeah, yeah.
But they saved that well anyway. McKell did not fell.
Well, no thanks to Gruber. Yeah, that was quite a tell, though. Hey, listen, give me some of them snacks, would you? I'm hungry.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
What?
Trell mix.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like this, LeGrand, but Trell mix makes me thirsty for just one thing.
You're not gonna be drinking beer in front of me, are you, LeVar?
Oh, no. I'm gonna have me a glass of L.
L is beer?
Yeah, but this is pretty mild. It's that Pell L from Squatters. It's so mild I can drink a whole bucket of it.
You'd get drunk if you drunk a whole Pell of Pell L. Then you'd get throwed in jail, and I'd have to bail you out. Oh, hey, looky here what I got in the mail. It's a flyer from Deseret Book. It says here that Dan Quell is coming to town to sign copies of his new book.
Boy, the liberals sure rode Bush and Quell out of Washington on a rel.
Sure did.
They fought tooth and nail, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear that this new book of his really lifts the veil of secrecy about Washington life and what really went on. You know, I'd like to see him. What Deseret Book is he at?
Well, the one by that big jewelry store.
Big jewelry store. You mean Morgan's Jewelers?
Nope. Zell's.
I misspoke.
What?
I thought it was very important sports today.
I did
No?
too.
It's actually Title IX today.
Oh.
Amy Donaldson will be here.
Okay.
Right after the news, right now. Brought to you by?
Brought to you by the Downtown Farmers Market presents the Winter Market Saturdays from 10 to 2 starting on November 10th at Rio Grande Depot. Shop fresh local goods from local purveyors. More details at slcfarmersmarket.org.
A gunman screaming, "All Jews must die," burst into a Pittsburgh synagogue during Sabbath services Saturday morning, shooting and killing at least 11 people, wounding half dozen more, including 4 police officers. Before surrendering, he was wounded by police. Congregants told MSNBC that bris at the Tree of Life Synagogue had been, or a circumcision ceremony had been in progress. Also, the synagogue was packed with, there were 3 separate congregations there attending Saturday morning services when the bloodbath began at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Pennsylvania's Attorney General Josh Shapiro said the shooting happened during the portion of the ceremony, the bris, when the child is given a Hebrew name. The shooter claimed innocent lives and injured first responders at a baby naming, Shapiro said. The suspect, identified by CBS affiliate KDKA, is 46-year-old Robert Bowers, a bearded, heavy-set resident of Pittsburgh, armed with an AR-15 style assault rifle, 2 handguns, according to multiple reports. He had an active license to carry a firearm. He was known to have made at least 6 firearms purchases since 1996. The gunfire sent congregants scattering, many calling police, barricading themselves inside the building. In Pittsburgh's Jewish enclave, Squirrel Hill. It's also known as Mr. Rogers' neighborhood because Fred Rogers was born just a couple of blocks from there. Bowers himself was injured. He crawled on his hands and knees as he surrendered after a shootout with police. None of the injured police officers are likely to die. Bowers surrendered with a pistol in his waistband, one strapped to his ankle. It's a horrific scene in Pittsburgh.
If only they'd had an armed guard at the door.
Would have made no difference. A police officer showed up within moments,
armed and trained,
and engaged the shooter.
Yeah,
engaged him. The victims: Joyce Feinberg, 75 years old; Richard Gottfried, 65 years old; Rose Mallinger, 97 years old; Jerry Rabinowitz, 66 years old; 2 brothers, special needs men, brothers, 59 and 54 years old, Cecil and David Rosenthal, at that synagogue every single day. Husband and wife, Sylvan and Bernice Simon, 86 and 84 years old. David Stein, 71 years old. Melvin Wax, 88 years old. Irving Youngner, 69 years old. The people of Pittsburgh, the Jewish community in Pittsburgh are standing up. They're responding to this not with anger, not with hate, but with love. They're saying we will not be deterred. We will not fight back with violence. We don't believe that arming ourselves is the way to handle this. Some 2,500 people gathered Sunday at a memorial service for the worshipers, the 11 who were killed. They said that the mayor of Pittsburgh said this is the city's darkest hour, but he said, "We will defeat hate with love." Several speakers addressed an overflow crowd at the University of Pittsburgh Soldiers Sailors Hall, sounded themes of inclusion and unity in counterpoint to the rise of toxic political discourse widely seen as creating an atmosphere conducive to violence. What happened yesterday will not break us. It won't ruin us. We will continue to thrive and sing and worship and learn together and continue our historic legacy in the city with the friendliest people that I know, Rabbi Jonathan Perlman said. The Muslim community in Pittsburgh immediately rallied and began gathering money and raising money to help the members of that.
It's a picture of the candlelight vigil at x96.com/live if you'd like to see that.
It's hard to do anything else. It's hard to talk about anything else.
On the day of that shooting at Pittsburgh, some people wondered if President Trump would go ahead with planned events for the day, including speaking at the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis and a rally in Illinois. And Trump decided to go ahead with both events, but he did joke at the convention for young future farmers that he almost canceled for another reason. He said, I had a bad hair day.
Ha.
He recalled for the crowd that earlier in the day he'd been holding a news conference about the mass shooting, which he referred to as very unfortunate, when he became drenched from the wind and the rain. The elements apparently left his hair looking not exactly the way he likes it. I said maybe I should cancel this arrangement because I have a bad hair day today.
You know,
and the bad news, somebody said, actually it looks better than it usually does.
Can we stop going to his rallies and
I haven't been. Have you?
No,
yeah,
but I mean,
I've already stopped. Well, I haven't stopped because I haven't gone.
Stop commenting on him. Stop covering him. Stop. The way you get to Donald Trump is ignore him.
That's not going to happen.
Can we?
Well, get on the phone to all the TV news and you know.
And I don't know what to say to my children when they say, "Why did this man hate Jews?" I don't have an answer for that.
Because there isn't one. There is no rational explanation for it. You just have to say, I don't know. There's no reason for it.
Apparently there's going to be a candlelight vigil at Congregation Kol Ami tomorrow at 7. Is that local?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember the, President Trump who blasted the Antiquities Act when he carved up the 2 Utah national monuments nearly a year ago? Well, he used the Antiquity Act Friday to name a new monument in Kentucky, just days before the midterm election. Trump, who shrank the Bears Ears and Grand Staircase national monuments in Utah by 2 million acres in December, employed the Antiquities Act to create the Camp Nelson National Monument in Kentucky, protecting the historic site that has local and congressional support, but prompting critics to say the move was purely political. Camp Nelson, a former supply depot and Union Army hospital that served as a recruiting center for African-American troops and a refuge for freed slaves, sits inside a House district where incumbent Republican Representative Andy Barr faces a close race against Democrat Amy McGrath. Camp Nelson and its role in our nation's journey from Civil War to civil rights deserves to be protected, full stop, said Kate Kelly, Public Lands Director at the left-leaning Center for American Progress and a former senior Interior Department official. But we can't ignore the deep irony and injustice in President Trump using the same authority to protect one chapter of America's story while illegally stripping protections for another national monument that honors Native American history and culture, Kelly continued. Given this announcement comes mere days before a tight election in Kentucky, we must also question whether the historic site is being used as a political pawn. So there's no doubt that Camp Nelson probably deserves historical protection as a national monument.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. As did Bears Ears and Grand Staircase.
Do you have something silly? Something... Does a cat do something funny somewhere?
Pete Davidson continues to distance himself from Ariana Grande. Since the couple's sudden breakup, the Saturday Night Live
that's what a breakup is.
Star has reportedly changed his phone number. Well,
that's a good start.
He's decided to focus on himself. He's had the matching tattoo that he got with her changed. This has been a difficult experience for Pete. He's always been an extremely private person, and the Ariana Grande spotlight and social media were a lot of pressure for him. Brazil.
Oh, boy.
No, I said silly stories, Bill.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a local story that's kind of silly, shall we?
Something
How about
light.
this? The campaign committee Friends for Chris Stewart is aptly named, given that its chief purpose is keeping the Utah congressman in office. But in a pinch, it could also be called Readers of Chris Stewart. The Republican representative for the 2nd Congressional District is not just a politician, but he's also, a prolific author whose name is on military techno thrillers, including one in which a weaponized virus kills everybody on Air Force One. He also writes historical treatises and other books that have made the New York Times bestseller list. His books have sold particularly well to one receptive buyer, his own campaign. In fact, from July through September, his campaign committee spent $3,956 on his own books. Since its creation,
That's hilarious.
since its creation in 2011, the campaign has made more than $32,000 in purchases from his publisher Deseret Book, according to Federal Election Commission filings. About $1,200 of that was for office and fundraising supplies, but the bulk of the expenditures were for books. Lance Stewart, the congressman's son and campaign manager, said the re-election effort gives away the books to delegates and constituents so they can better understand Stewart's view of the nation. Representative Stewart was not available for a phone interview from the Salt Lake Tribune, but provided prepared comments. The books were given to convention delegates and had to do with American history and American exceptionalism. It was an extraordinarily effective way to create an immediate bond with them over shared vision, priorities, and values, and to illustrate to them how I feel about our country and what is important in our politics, he said. The campaign distributed somewhere between 400 and 450 books during the election. But what does he do with the profits?
Yeah.
From the books?
I'm sure he donates them to charity.
Now, other politicians have done this and donated the profits to charity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Chris Stewart has.
He better.
With the profits.
All right. Weather, traffic.
Weather brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power. Everything they create is to power your greatness, so keep going and know they're here for you. Learn more at poweringgreatness.com. So it's probably as warm right now as it's going to be all day. It's 64 right now outside, which is why Bill wore shorts to work. But by the time you go home later, we'll be dipping back down into the 40s.
That's still okay.
And overnight tonight, 37. So it's going to be quite a bit.
I won't wear shorts tonight then.
Okay. Let's see. You want a bit of traffic too?
Have you got some silly traffic?
Well,
Let's have silly traffic.
No,
Huh?
no.
Oh.
Because they're accidents, Bill.
Well,
crash Main Street.
I don't want these negative accidents.
Main Street, 8 North in Clearfield, southbound right lane closed and eastbound left lane closed. However, if you see some silly things in the road,
that would cheer us up.
Sure, let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
All right. Sports brought to you by?
Don't miss the 46th annual Park City Ski and Snowboard Swap and Sale event November 2nd through the 4th, 2018 at Basin Recreation Fieldhouse in Park City. It only happens once a year. This time it's bigger and better than ever. All proceeds benefit Park City Ski and Snowboard. For more information, you can go to parkcityskiswap.com. And if you call right now, 877-602-9696, we have a $100 gift card to give away to the Park City Ski Swap.
To a random caller.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you.
Look.
Amy Donaldson Sports.
Hi, Amy Donaldson Sports.
Break.
Amy Donaldson Sports. You're not silly. Amy Donaldson. You can read all of her sports reporting in the Deseret News, DeseretNews.com, and also on Twitter,
It's AD on Sports.
AD on Sports.
That's Instagram too.
And so I have been hearing about this quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes.
So I decided to watch some of the game yesterday.
Were you entertained?
I was. I could only catch the second half. He's
amazing.
He's pretty.
I was upset.
I was kind
when
of
they let Alex Smith go. I'm always upset when Alex Smith gets let go.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've seen him, I'm like, okay, I get it.
He's very, very, very poised and accurate, and he's almost too good. And then I was shocked when I saw him after the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's a child.
Yeah.
He looks about 13.
Yeah, he does look young, a baby face, as they
Man,
say, right?
He's
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, no, he's the real deal,
And charming and polite.
yeah,
And
yeah. I
just
think
like-
that's going to
and-
help him.
And heck, I sure like this game.
This is so fun.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I don't know, this will be aging me a bit, but Brett Favre was similar in that the media just really loved him, and he looked like he was having such a great time playing. It's fun to watch a guy like that or
Yeah.
a woman like that. Anybody who's really loving what they're doing and they bring you joy, sort of
Brett
vicariously.
Favre had some unfortunate problems
Uh,
later on.
later
though.
on,
Shit.
later on. I'm just saying it,
I
you
hope
know,
Mr.
there's-
Mr. Mahomes, is that his
Doesn't-
name?
doesn't have
He
Patrick
doesn't-
Mahomes, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have selfies, take selfies of his
please.
nether regions. And,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, I hope everyone has learned that lesson, but you know, there's, I don't know. So college football, though, here in Utah, pretty good for most of the fans.
Yeah.
Utah State, they're both in the top 20 after big weekend wins. Utah beat UCLA 41-10 to jump to number 23, or from number 23 to 16. That gives them sole possession of first place in the Pac-12 South. Up next, they're going to be at Arizona State. They've only beaten Arizona State twice since they've been in the Pac-12, but
they're on a roll.
They're on a roll. They've scored 40 points or more in their last 4 games, so we'll see what happens.
They found their offense. Oh, it was here the whole time.
Indeed. I don't know why it's so hard. Zach Moss, give them the ball. BYU, they lost to Northern Illinois 7-6 and are now 4-4, 2 games away from bowl eligibility. They play at Boise State. It will be a tough test. We'll see what happens. Utah State destroyed New Mexico 61-19. They also break into the rankings for the first time. I'm trying to remember how long it's been, but it's been a bit, and they are at number 18.
Apparently their quarterback is great.
He's I think he's the best quarterback.
Mr.
in the state.
Love.
Yes, Jordan Love. I think he's the best quarterback in the state. And Weber State, they beat North Dakota. They're up. They have Sacramento. They're at Sacramento. I don't think anybody. I'm trying to remember if anyone plays at home this weekend. Maybe. I don't. Yeah. I don't. Not around.
I think they've told Southern Utah University that they just can't play anymore this year.
No,
Did
they can play. They actually are going to play Weber.
Oh,
they
are
still
they?
have a game with Weber coming up. You'll have to watch that one. So, let's see. In the NFL, which you already mentioned, Kansas City beat the Broncos 30-23. And a couple other scores of note. Seahawks beat the Lions, and the 49ers lost, breaking all the 49er fans in Salt Lake.
They've only won one game, I think.
Really? Yeah, that was a particularly. It was 18-15, sort of like the BYU score, which was like 7. There were more runs scored in the Marathon World Series game than there were in the BYU football game.
I was going to say that poor quarterback for the Broncos kind of was reminding me of Eli Manning.
No, Eli Manning is distinguishing himself as a guy. This is why, kids, you should, have someone objectively tell you when you should be done.
Quit. Time to quit.
Someone who's willing to tell you no.
Yeah. And if you're Tom Brady, then clearly, objectively speaking, you should keep playing. But Eli, there's a whole, every year, this time of year, should we bench him? I'm like, I don't know. Should you?
Yes.
Let's see. Utah Jazz, they beat the... Wait, I skipped the most important story of the weekend, probably.
Well, yeah.
Boston wins the World Series, as predicted by Very Important Sports, which he's reminded me of repeatedly. And just about everyone else in 5 games. Everybody. As soon as Boston made the World Series, it was 5 games. Dodgers will basically win 1. They won the longest game in World Series history.
Did you see the tweet that was sent to the Dodgers?
No.
From the Texas Rangers.
What?
Hey Dodgers, the support group for back-to-back World Series losers meets on Tuesdays.
That wasn't
Hey man,
very
you're in the
nice.
you're in the World Series. I don't think that's that bad a consolation prize. So,
Yeah, well.
but I'm sure they would have liked to have taken it a game or two more.
There was a great picture of Jimmy Kimmel and
Matt
Damon standing next to each other, wearing shirts with arrows saying "I'm with stupid."
There you go.
Boston and
Yeah.
I like that.
Steve Pearce was the series MVP, had 2 home runs on Sunday, one in the first inning, one in the 8th inning. He becomes only the 3rd player in Major League Baseball history to be 35 and older and hit 2 or more home runs in a single World Series game. Weird, obscure stats that I like to see. Those old guy stats, old man, old woman stats. Gives me hope. Utah Jazz beat the Dallas Mavericks Sunday night, 113-104. They're looking great,
And they beat New Orleans.
yeah, that's Ricky Rubio had a great game there. Fun team to watch. If you had not had a chance, I suggest it. The owner of Leicester City Football Club was killed in a helicopter crash Saturday night. I cannot pronounce his name, but there's a link to a BBC story on x96.com. They were actually leaving from the game. They took off from the pitch, and the helicopter crashed. Under his ownership, the team won the Premier League in 2016 after starting the season with 1 to 5,000 odds. So 1 in 5,000 chance.
1 in 5,000.
Yeah, and they won the Premier League in 2016. Really sad. You want to really depress yourself. Go listen to the people of Leicester City talk about what it's meant to them to have their football club rejuvenated. It's both a heartening and a sad thing to listen to. I hope it continues. His son was involved a lot, and his son was not on the helicopter with him, luckily, and so maybe it'll continue. Real Salt Lake. This is the greatest. This is my greatest story of the weekend.
We did
Real
not
Salt
expect
Lake
this. We didn't.
clinches a playoff spot, courtesy of the LA Galaxy's epic collapse.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we didn't play.
We thought they were done.
No, we watched, and we all watched. I won't give you the play-by-play from Very Important Sports, which was not kind to the Major League Soccer. He's like, are they just going to let them play until the Galaxy win? Until they score? They gave up 2 second-half goals to the Houston Dynamo, playing for pride. Houston Dynamo, they have no chance of doing anything.
They did this solely to help Real
other than torture,
stay alive.
Or because they hate LA Galaxy. I don't know. Or they just want to win. I like the competitiveness. So anyway, Utah gets one. That gives them the 6th and final playoff spot. They get one playoff game with actually the other LA Football Club. So they'll have a single game. I think it's Thursday.
The
at
1st.
8:30. Yeah. So
I just got a text from your husband.
What is he saying?
It's Very Important Sports calls it now Ohio State versus Utah in the Rose Bowl.
He did say that. He actually said that a week ago. Yeah.
Ed, we should go if that happens.
Oh,
we
Ed's
should
going.
go.
Ed's going. My uncle lives within walking distance of the stadium.
Oh, perfect.
So you got Jeannie, you and Ed can stay.
We'll go stay.
Bunk at Ed's.
You
That'll be fun.
do not want Gina. Stay with me at a hotel. Ed can stay with my uncle and his friends.
Okay. Oh, okay. I get it.
So you can be with me. I know all the good hotels there, and I have the best chili burger place ever on the planet. So, which is what I'm all about. What's the food at these places? And then my column, which was written after a hard weekend, lots of sad stuff happening in sports and in the universe. So be nice to each other, and you can read my column, and hopefully it'll make you want to be nicer.
And Weber State is home this week versus Sacramento.
Oh, okay, I thought they were at Sacramento.
All right.
Thank you, Amy Donaldson. Read her stuff in the Deseret News, DeseretNews.com.
Friend of the program says, not today, but one time I saw police chasing a bison down I-15. They had to close it down. Thank you. That's happy traffic news from the past.
Not for the bison. That's pretty tough stuff for the bison.
Yeah, if you see anything in the road that's actually happening now, you can text it to us, 33986. Are you ready for fall? Hopes Vision can help with $800 off LASIK. You can enjoy the beauty of the season without the hassles of glasses and contacts. HopesVision.com.
All right. We got round one of your boners coming up in just a bit. Stand by for that. Gina, if you would, please.
Tell you about the best DJ in Utah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we usually talk about the best DJ in Utah. Who's Richie T, by the way?
I don't know. Who is Richie T?
He's right there.
Oh.
I can't believe he's here now and he's not DJing something. But usually we're talking about weddings. And you should book him for your wedding. But he was just showing us some really cool pictures from a Halloween party that he DJ'd. He does all kinds of things. He does corporate events. And he will make your event run smoothly and people will have fun. He's the highest DJ rated in the state of Utah, over 110 5-star reviews. And there you can see him on his Facebook page, Richie T. Stedman on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, bestdjinutah.com. He'll do dance instruction if you want to learn how to do a dance at your event, game shows, and he'll have an interview with you, a consultation where you can get exactly what you want. Go to bestdjinutah.com.
We want to put $500 in your pocket. Listen to X96 every Thursday at 7:30 a.m.
Dave. Round one of your boner voting coming up here in a moment. Oh, I got to stop by the store on the way home and get Halloween candy.
You don't have candy
Oh,
yet?
I don't either. Halloween candy.
I usually do, but then you pick at it,
Yeah.
and that's not good.
Yeah.
So-
Is Halloween Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Which is why we went up this weekend, and we have a family friend that has a farm up in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
And every year she does a barn pumpkin carving party, which is
Barn?
great because then you leave the pumpkin mess at her house and you just bring home the carved pumpkin. It's cool. She gets a big truckload of pumpkins, has them delivered to her barn, and the kids come and pick out a pumpkin and carve it. And
We just grew. My wife grew a bunch of pumpkins, and we carved them on Saturday at the house. It wasn't too bad.
but it's messy.
It's a little, but yeah. I tweeted the picture of our pumpkins at RFH Bill. You can see the ones we grew. Beautiful.
I'm now being informed that my wife bought Halloween candy but hid it.
Oh, good.
Oh.
So we went up there and went with my sister Carrie and her kids and Mary Claire and.
Now your husband wasn't involved in this?
No.
Why? What's that?
Because it was one of those. This is a last great weekend that's warm that I can do project kind of things. So he was.
Yeah.
He had to winterize the trailer.
Sure.
He was doing that.
So he could just get out of this nonsense.
No, he had it was perfect. I could take the kids and go do something, and he could get things done that needed getting done. I don't ever get anything done that needs getting done.
No.
He takes care of all that.
Sure.
And then he made dinner for us when we got back. He did all of that.
And he doesn't have to go have fun with the kids. Because it really isn't fun.
So no, it was fun.
Oh,
So-
I'm sure it was.
So we carved pumpkins, and then in the barn, Lisa every year, and the kids look forward to this. And I don't know why this is a Halloween party thing, but I've seen this at a bunch of Halloween parties. It's a donut eating contest.
Huh?
What you do is you tie a string around a donut and you hang it up from
Just
a bar.
out of reach.
Just out of reach.
So they can't really get to them.
If you go to
It's called
X96
child torture.
If you go to x96.com/live, there's a picture there. And you can't use your hands. And you've got and it's a race, whoever can finish the donut first.
There's some child has apparently had an accident on the floor there.
No, it's a barn.
That's a child's accident.
And so you eat it as fast as you can. Now, this is inside the barn. Barn that has horses.
Yeah, that just sounds like no fun at all.
Goats.
That doesn't sound very sanitary.
A rooster named Mark,
So-
which I never thought there would be.
Mark the rooster?
Yeah.
Gina, that's a common name for roosters.
Is it?
Yeah. You didn't
There's
know
so
that?
many Marks.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's so uncreative to name your rooster Mark.
So, of course, my daughter, Jonesy, do you want to do the donut eating contest? Yeah, no.
Now, why would you want to eat a donut in a barn with a rooster named Mark and a goat? I don't blame her in the slightest.
But, of course, Muhammad was all over it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, go back. What kind of donut was it?
They're just glazed donuts.
That's
They're
it? Yeah, I know.
just your basic glazed
Just your
donut.
grocery store glazed.
Yeah.
There's lemonade.
Yeah, there was, treats. And so, and if you go to my Instagram page at RFH Gina, there's video of this.
It's Gina.
Yes, thank you.
Was anyone injured?
Well, so.
It's on your Twitter as well, because that's how I saw it.
Yes, it's on my at RFH Gina there as well. But I cut off the video at an important point, and I said
At the winning point.
I said you should listen to the show today, and I'll tell you what happened. So, Muhammad is a competitive kid, and he's going at the donut with gusto.
He beat up that little girl, didn't he?
No, she could. That's his cousin Rowan. She could beat him up actually, but. They're going at it, and you're eating the donut, and you're holding your hands behind your back, and he was going at it so aggressively that the string broke, and the donut falls to the floor of the barn.
Oh, no. What do you do then? What's the rules?
He doesn't skip a beat.
The floor of the barn.
He keeps his hands behind his back and bends over
Where-
and starts eating the donut off the floor of the
Where
barn.
all that horse plop is.
Where Mark the rooster has been walking.
And I'm yelling,
No, there's a big thing of horse plop there.
don't do that. And all of the adults there are going, ugh. And he said, the rule was whoever finishes the donut first, no matter what. And he, luckily, the person who was running the party games said, oh, okay, I'm calling it. Because he would
What was the
have
prize
eaten
at stake?
Nothing.
Just bragging rights.
Nothing.
Isn't that ridiculous?
That kid is dumb. That kid is dumb.
I'm just grateful that because he would have eaten the whole thing off the floor if the game hadn't been stopped. No, it's okay. You're the winner. That's it. I'm calling it.
Wow.
And the whole rest of the day, I'm like, I am going to be in the hospital with him. He's going to have bird flu and giardia and eating off the floor. I can almost think of no more disgusting place to eat food off the floor from
Then Mark the rooster's house.
Yeah.
Let's run back and forth.
What's the goat's name?
I don't know the goats. I just remember
I bet it's
Mark.
Sam.
Sam?
Sam, that's a common name for goats. Says your cousin isn't very creative.
Mark
the rooster, Sam the
And
goat.
Sam.
Horse, Ed. It's Ed.
Mm-hmm.
You little bastards ruin everything.
No, it was entertaining.
Not bad.
But I'm waiting for the call from school today saying Mohammed's in the office with horrible stomach cramps from the parasite he picked up from the floor of the barn.
He's fine. He's fine. He'll be fine.
Being there for kids is super good fun.
I'm wondering about a food-related thing that might make me sick. I bought this big salami from Nome at the Russian market.
Nearly killed him.
And I had it in the refrigerator, and I came downstairs this morning to find that my son had left the salami out of the refrigerator.
Well, it's cured, right?
Yeah, it's a dried meat.
I hope so. He'd cut a piece of it off, and it's a big salami, and he's left it out of the refrigerator. Is it going to be okay? It was an expensive piece of salami. Russian salami!
It's got to be better than eating off the floor of a barn, I'm sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
I hope so.
Not even any silly traffic being reported right now. So that's good. If you see something, let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
All right, we've got Boners Round 1 coming up. Here are the candidates for your consideration. Just the titles. We'll get to the meat of it in a minute. Boner candidate number 1. Well, we thought he'd be perfect for driver's ed. Oh, there are 2 G's in that thought. Boner candidate number 2. This is a perfectly innocent Halloween prop. And boner candidate number 3. Oh, come on, y'all. We just love history. Hitler history.
Round 1 of your boner voting, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo, after these.
Over the years, X96 has sent listeners to see concerts in great cities all over the world.
New York, Los Angeles, London.
And now we're sending one lucky winner to see 21 Pilots in Boise, Idaho.
Really? Boise? Wow, we're going all out on this one, aren't we?
Oh, yes, and that's not all. We'll throw in a 5-pound bag of delicious Idaho potatoes and a gift card for dinner at Applebee's.
Listen at 8, 2, and 5 to win a copy of their new album.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Join our elders as they pursue leads given them by Zone Leader Hansen. This episode finds elders Christiansen and Jensen trying to catch up to a rather well-known starship.
Captain, scanners show two small one-man craft closing fast.
Captain, they're hailing us.
Analysis, Mr. Spock.
Readings coming in now, sir. 2 single-occupant warp-capable 10-speed bikes.
Spock, enough with the details. Who are they?
There is a 99.7% probability they are LDS missionaries.
Mr. Sulu, go to red alert. Evasive maneuvers. Arm photon torpedoes.
Aye, Captain.
No good, Captain. They're still closing in on us.
Mr. Sulu, ready phasers?
Phasers ready, sir.
Damn it, Jim. Don't you think that Starfleet would disapprove of you blasting away at unarmed missionaries?
As much as I hate to agree with the so-called doctor, I believe his logic is sound on this matter.
No, bite me, you pointy-eared half-breed.
Bones, that's enough. Report, Mr. Sulu.
While you and the others were bickering about our strategy, we were boarded by the missionaries.
Mr. Sulu, where are they now?
Turbo lift number 7 en route to the bridge.
Hi, my name is Elder Christiansen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
We're here to ask you if you've ever heard of our church, and if so, would you like to know more?
Spock, what does the computer have on these Mormons?
Fascinating, Captain. Church founded in the 19th century, has grown steadily since, preach a belief system involving an eternal afterlife, and encourage their members to abstain from drugs, including caffeine, gambling, and sex outside of marriage.
Elder Christiansen, is this accurate?
Yep, the pointy-eared half-breed is fairly accurate.
No sex outside of marriage. My God, how barbaric. We wouldn't be able to fill an entire hour of TV time if I didn't stop to have sex with green, large-breasted women with blue hair every week.
It would cause some difficulties for the riders, Captain.
Spock, see if you can sneak around behind them and use the Vulcan nerve pinch on them.
Excuse me, elders, but you seem to have some lint on the shoulders of your dark suits. Let me be of assistance.
Quick, put them on their bikes and beam them into deep space.
Could this be the end of our elders? Would Starfleet really frown upon firing photon torpedoes at missionaries? Why was Dr. McCoy always hanging out on the bridge when he should have been in sickbay? Find out the answers to these and other questions on the next nerve-pinching episode of Space Elders!
Seven 602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, it is 20 after 7 right now. Time for round 1 of your boner voting. Presenting to you 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote who of these 3 is the worst. Which one candidate deserves to go forward to boner fights and possibly become boner of the day? Yes, but when's here, it's not boner of the day. It has to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. We do this again at 8:20 with 3 more news stories. And we'll take both of those winners, the one of each round, put them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So, 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. And one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Well, we thought he'd be perfect for driver's ed. Parents in West Suburban Lyons Township School District, this is in Chicago area, are demanding answers after a teacher was hired despite a charge of attempted murder against him. The district has since fired the teacher, but there are now calls for administrators to step down. At a school board meeting Monday, there were many angry words, and parents were up in arms, I tell you. We got a teacher that shot somebody 7 times coming here to teach? Shame on everybody, said Bob Floss, a Lyons real estate agent. The meeting came days after middle school teacher Andres Rodriguez was suspended with pay after it was learned that he was charged with attempted murder last year in connection with an alleged road rage incident.
Jeez.
Tonight, elected officials called for the resignation of the district's 2 interim superintendents. They failed to do their jobs and protect our community, especially our kids, our children, said Jorge Torres, school board member. As an elected official, as the mayor of this community, and as a father, I am outraged by the failure of this school district, said Mayor Christopher Getty. The 40-year-old English teacher, who is free on bond while awaiting trial, was hired to work at Washington Middle School last August despite having been let go from districts in Joliet and Cicero after administrators there learned he'd been arrested. Lyons maintains it conducted a background check, which turned up no red flags.
How is that possible?
We want to assure you that the safety and security of our students and staff is top priority, said school board president Marge Huback. I'm not happy with what happened either, but I have every confidence in this board that they're going to do the right thing, said Tom Weiner, parent. State Senator Martin Sandoval said he plans to introduce legislation to change state law. Boner candidate number 1, well, we thought he would be perfect for driver's ed. Here's boner candidate number 2. Listen, this is a perfectly innocent Halloween prop. Texas news affiliate KAMC alerted the public at around 8 p.m. Friday of sighting a van offering free candy and free puppies to children. This might be perfectly innocent. Maybe someone was headed to a Halloween event, but the offer of free candy and free puppies to kids on a mysterious white van is good reason to ask questions. We are not asking you to confront whomever is in the van. Quite the contrary, we are asking that if you see it, please get the license plate number. Either let us know and we will pass it along to the police, or you could report it to the police yourself.
I'm sure it's a joke.
It turns out that Sign Design, a Texas-based graphic design company, posted a photo of the van on Wednesday, sharing with followers that they were working on a Halloween design.
Yeah.
However, one woman responded to Sign Design's post saying, considering that this was made to joke about the reports of kids being approached by a white van, let me tell you, my child and family do not think this is funny. In fact, it is so disrespectful and distasteful to my daughter, who was almost taken away from us by a man in a white van this past week, that we do not find this amusing in the slightest. And please contact me, and you can tell me and my child to learn how to take a joke like this.
There's a picture of it at x96.com/live.
It also has bloody handprints on it. I understand it's decorated for Halloween. Nothing wrong with having a little fun, but somebody with a missing child might think otherwise. With things that happen nowadays, I don't think this is appropriate or funny at all. Many people did defend the Halloween prank, but most people thought it was in poor taste. It's a perfectly innocent Halloween prop.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Oh, come on, y'all. We just love history. Hitler history.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
At Rocky Mountain Power, everything they create is to power your greatness, so keep going and know they're here for you. Learn more at poweringgreatness.com.
Well, I'm already looking past Halloween.
Well, it's
right
not
past
here
Halloween.
yet.
That's why I say I'm already looking past it to my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving. And Arby's is helping me by announcing the deep-fried turkey sandwich.
Really?
Now, they don't deep fry the whole sandwich.
Oh.
They deep fry the turkey.
Just the turkey. Okay.
3 sandwiches featuring deep-fried turkey. Now, none of them require you to mess with hot oil and a tricky deep fryer. The deep-fried turkey BLT features turkey layered with crisp pepper bacon, shredded lettuce, sliced tomatoes, cheddar cheese, and mayo, served on a bun. The most traditional Turkey Day dinner sandwich is the gobbler, a turkey sandwich served on a honey wheat bread, a bun topped with pepper bacon, Swiss cheese, mayo, lettuce, and Thanksgiving-inspired cranberry spread, and then the Cajun deep-fried turkey sandwich. I'm all ready. Mm-mm.
Giving thanks this Thanksgiving. Arby's.
We have the turkey. A van believed to belong to Cesar Sayoc. Oh, this is the caption of the picture, excuse me. The estranged family of Cesar Sayoc, the drifter accused of mailing more than a dozen bombs to critics of President Trump, tried to plead with him on Sunday to accept mental health care and hire a proficient lawyer to represent him in the case, which could lead to his imprisonment for decades. I thank God he has not hurt anybody, Tina Villasana, Mr. Sayoc's youngest sister, said in an interview, the first extended public remarks by a close relative since Mr. Sayoc was arrested on Friday. The family's attempted intervention came the day before Mr. Sayoc was scheduled to appear before a federal judge in Miami, and approximately 4 years after a rupture that distanced Mr. Sayoc from his mother and his 2 sisters. The family made an appeal to Mr. Sayoc in a handwritten card that Ronald S. Lowry, a longtime lawyer for the family, tried to deliver to him at a detention center on Sunday. Mr. Lowry said the card asked Mr. Sayoc to trust professionals and not listen to just anyone, because there are a lot of people who will try to take advantage of him. And I'm sure that's true. Mr. Lowry, who has represented Mr. Sayoc occasionally in the past, said of family members, despite the lack of contact and all of these years, they love him and they only want to make sure he gets the help that he needs. Mr. Sayoc will respond to how Mr. Sayoc will respond to those entreaties from his family.
He's a crazy person, probably.
He is not well.
Yeah.
According to Ms. Villasana and other relatives, as well as Mr. Lowry, Mr. Sayoc has long resisted any suggestions that he seek care for anything that they believe contributed to his years of fantastical and most often unrealized ambitions. Bleak finances, sporadic criminal conduct. He's lived a life on the edge for quite some time.
Although just saying he's a crazy person, and I saw this commented a bunch over the weekend, specifically about the synagogue shooting.
Mm-hmm.
People say, well, he was just a crazy person. He was a crazy person that had access to a very deadly weapon. And there are countries all over the world that have just as many crazy people as we have here, but they don't have access to those weapons.
It is apparent that the climate that's happening right now is agitating people. It's agitating people with mental health problems more than ever.
And emboldening.
And emboldening people
Mm-hmm.
who don't necessarily have mental health problems, but have violent agendas.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be mentally ill to have a violent agenda.
Yep.
And you want if people who want to say it is all Donald Trump's fault, that's not true. He's just giving voice to it. He's giving it more permission. That all of that has been there before Donald Trump came along, but somehow because he's the president, it gives permission. It gives it permission.
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
It legitimizes.
The president is saying things that give and it can bring it up more to the surface, and it bubbles up.
Well, he referred to himself as a nationalist recently, which
And
was
that's
a
code
buzzword to all those guys. You know,
Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Pedulo on Sunday dismissed President Trump's suggestion of adding armed guards to houses of worship in the wake of the deadly mass shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue. Pedulo during an interview with NBC's Meet the Press, instead urged Congress to pass stricter gun laws. Congress, to prevent similar attacks in the future. Oh, Bill. Oh, Bill. I don't think the answer to this problem is solved by having our synagogues, our mosques, our churches filled with armed guards, or our schools filled with armed guards. The mayor of Pittsburgh said we should try to stop irrational behavior from happening in the forefront. Hours after the gunman opened fire at the synagogue on Saturday, killing 11 people, Trump told supporters that gun control had little to do with the attack. If there was an armed guard inside that temple, they would have been able to stop him.
BS.
Trump has repeatedly called for arming more people in response to mass shootings after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School massacre in Parkland. Trump suggested giving concealed guns to adept teachers. But Peduto, the mayor of Pittsburgh, on Sunday threw cold water on that. We should be trying to find ways to minimize the dangers that occur from irrational behavior. We should be working to eliminate the irrational behavior and the empowerment of people who would seek to cause this type of carnage from continuing. I think the approach that we need to be looking at is how we take the guns, which is the common denominator of every mass shooting in America, out of the hands of those that are looking to express hatred through murder. Let's see. Firefighters have seen a man setting multiple fires around the Utah State Capitol. Crews received multiple calls about an unidentified man throwing some type of devices, lighting spot fires on the grass in the area of Memory Grove behind the Capitol on Friday evening. Captain Adam Archuleta said when crews arrived, they found at least 5 small fires equaling about 1 acre overall. Conditions were on our side. Cool weather, wind, he said, allowed 25 firefighters on the scene quickly to extinguish the fires. The department said the fires were under control. Don't know why the man, what he threw to set the fires. Don't know why it happened. To fight high drug prices, high U.S. drug prices, here's an idea. Pay patients to go to Mexico to get drugs.
Pardon me?
Pay them?
Yeah. PHEP, P-E-H-P, which covers about 160,000 public employees and family members here in Utah, is offering plane tickets to San Diego, transportation to Tijuana, and a $500 cash payout to patients who need certain expensive drugs for multiple sclerosis, cancer, and autoimmune disorders.
That can't be real.
That money is pretty small in comparison to the difference between U.S. prices and Mexico prices, said Travis Tolley, Clinical Operations Director for PHEP. The insurer rolled out its pharmacy tourism option this fall in response to state legislation requiring state employees' insurance plans to offer savings, rewards, or cash incentives to patients who choose cheaper providers. PHEP is offering pharmacy tourism benefits for about a dozen drugs for which the price disparity between countries is vast.
Really?
For example, Avonex, which treats MS, costs about $6,700 for a 28-day supply in the U.S., but about $2,200 through PHEP's contracted clinic in Tijuana. For a 3-month supply, the maximum allowed under the program, the savings of $13,500 more, savings of $13,500 more than covers the $500 reward, and transportation typically costs about $300 a person. Why wouldn't we pay $300 to go to San Diego, drive to Mexico, and save the system tens of thousands of dollars, said State Representative Norm Thurston of Provo, who sponsored the legislation calling for incentives. If it can be done safely, then we should be all over that. You know what we should be all over is fixing the drug prices in America.
I mean, you have this story, and then I also heard the state of Utah is looking at buying drugs from Canada because they're cheaper.
Yeah,
and I'm like, don't you see what the root of the problem is here? It's not going out of the country.
No, if you had a single payer system in America, you would say to the drug companies, no, we're not paying that.
Exactly. And the government can do that. They just won't.
We're not paying that much. That's socialism, Bill. Yes!
Yes,
it is! Yes, it's socialism! Get over it!
Oh, I can't believe they've got this all planned out. About how you can go to Mexico to get your drugs.
And
Did I tell you about
all
that?
of that is cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you about that Arby's sandwich?
Yeah, it was delicious.
The turkey.
You want that now, don't
I do.
you? You want traffic before the weather and stuff?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, all right.
Switch things up. I'm
Okay.
getting bored, so.
Crash southbound I-15 at 26 South in
Look
Woods
at that
Cross.
sandwich. Look at it.
That's the one I want.
X96.com/live.
Yeah.
You know, Arby's isn't paying for any of this.
I know.
Crash southbound I-15 at Layton Parkway off to the left shoulder. Crash northbound 5600 West, 31st South. Crash southbound I-15 at the 21st Street on-ramp. And looks like that's about it. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Oh, come on, y'all. We just love history. Hitler history. Bryant Goldbach of Owensboro, Kentucky, posted a Facebook photo of himself dressed as a member of Hitler's Stuttstaffe, the SS. Yeah, the SS. And his young son dressed as Hitler, wearing a fake mustache and a blazer adorned with swastikas, and his daughter, who wore a fairy costume. The photo was taken Thursday in downtown Owensboro at an annual event called the Trail of Treats, during which children trick or treat at local businesses. The family costume, understandably, offended many attendees, and afterward, Mr. Goldbach shared his indignation in a Facebook post that has since been deleted. Anybody who knows us here in Kentucky, in Jonesboro, they know we just love history, and often we dress the part of historical figures. Tonight, as we walked, we saw people dressed as murderers, as devils, as serial killers, blood and gore of all sorts. Nobody batted an eye, but my little and I dressed as historical figures, and it merits people not making snide remarks, but approaching us and threatening my little 5-year-old boy. That's right, tonight grown adults threatened a child or his costume. Threatened his mom and his dad as well.
He should lose his parental rights.
Threatened to rip his outfit off and screaming obscenities, scaring a little kid. None of your business. Second, how dare you? I mean, how dare you threaten a child? Me, it's one thing, but my child, you are messing with fire.
What did you think was going to happen dressing your kid like Hitler?
The father is getting publicly shamed as a child abuser, a racist, and a coward on Facebook. Mr. Goldbach did not return Yahoo Lifestyle's request for comment. Boner candidate, he looks like a real peach, doesn't he? Boner candidate number 3. Oh, come on, y'all. We just love history. Hitler history.
That's an elaborate,
very accurate.
It's nicely
costume.
done.
That is, he spent money on that.
I know where you get it. Amazon.
Probably.
I don't want to Google Hitler costume.
And as Lindsay points out, wasn't the Trail of Treats offensive enough?
Yeah. If I think I didn't really think about it, but there you go.
Thank you, Lindsay.
The Trail of Treats.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Yeah, boner candidate number 1. Well, we thought he'd be perfect for driver's ed. Parents in a Chicago suburb are upset because the school district hired a guy who was he hadn't been convicted yet, but he was still undergoing trial and so forth. He'd shot a guy 7 times in a road rage incident, and they'd hired him to be a teacher at the school. Boner candidate number 2. Well, this is a perfectly innocent Halloween prop. A van decorated with the words free candy and free puppies and bloody hand, a white van, and hey kids, free puppies, free candy, and their bloody handprints on it. Not very tasteful. And boner candidate number 3. Oh, come on, y'all. We just love history. Hitler history.
All right, this is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? So if it wins here, it's just the winner of round 1. You have to go up against the winner of round 2's voting. Yeah, we're going to do this again at 8:20 with 3 more news stories. And we'll take the winner of each round, put them both into boner fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 1 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number. Put it in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or call 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com, and look for the box that says Boner Voting, October 29, and vote there. Less than 300 seconds. This is round 1. Let's go.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find our elders rendezvousing with Zone Leader Hansen on some distant planet in the BFE sector. Hey, Butch, what you got there?
Oh, it's a care package for my folks. You know, my mom means well, but she just doesn't understand the physics involved in sending stuff from home.
Well, what you mean?
Well, the cookies she sent are fine. They're hard as a rock, just the way I remember them. It's the lime jello with shredded carrots in it that causes problems. You know, even in Tupperware, this stuff goes bad after a week in hyperspace. Missionaries who have eaten this stuff have been known to develop a form of space madness.
Wow. Oh, look, here comes Zone Leader Hansen right now.
I have discovered the most incredible object. It allows us to view any period in the history of any planet. We can research early church history. This discovery will allow me to get reassigned back to Earth and leave you two losers far behind.
Great. Glad to hear it. What's that have to do with us?
Since you weren't having much luck in the field, I figured that you wouldn't mind watching my discovery while I go back to Starbase 182 and file my report. Hey, are you eating while I'm talking to you? Give me that.
Sorry.
Say, green jello with carrot shavings. I haven't had this since I left home.
But sir, I think you ought to know that...
Quietly, Hi. He's eating.
Shut up, the both of you, right now. This jello tastes funny. Ah!
He's gone mad. He's got space madness. We better go after him.
Okay. Hey, what's that thing right there?
You mean that natural arch that seems to be showing the History Channel?
Yeah, that thing. What is it?
I believe that who is it would be a more appropriate question.
Is that you that said that, Butch?
No. It must have been the natural arch over there. Okay, I'll play. Who are you, and what have you done with Zone Leader Hansen?
I am the guardian of forever. Hansen has entered through me into your world's past.
Entered through you?
Well, I guess we can get back to tracking now, huh, Lehigh?
No, we most certainly can't.
Huh?
We need to get Zone Leader Hansen back and cure his jello-induced space madness.
Come on now, Lehigh. He was a little weird before my mom's jello. Are we sure he's sick?
Where in our world's history is Hansen now, Guardian?
He was asking questions about Mormon history, and about lime jello in particular. He entered as I was showing him the Relief Society meeting, where sisters first began to experiment with lime jello.
Well, if he disturbs that meeting, the timeline of church history could be permanently changed. Let's go, Butch. Whoa! Will Zone Leader Hansen change church history? Can Butch and Lehigh get him to go before he does? Will the Relief Society let Hansen anywhere near their test kitchen? Tune in next time to hear Relief Society President Mulestein say...
I'm at a loss, sisters. We've tried shredded beets, cauliflower, radishes, eggplant, zucchini, and rutabaga. Nothing seems to go with this new lime jello stuff.
Excuse me, sister. I think we can help.
I don't think we should go against the prime directive, Bush.
How did you get in here? One wrong move and you'll see the business end of my skillet. Just like the last kid who wandered in here and tried to tell us how to conduct our business.
Other kid? Oh, hey, it's Zone Leader Hansen. She's knocked him out cold.
Nice going, ma'am. Wish I'd have been here to see it. Tell you what, we'll get him out of your way and you can go back to doing what you were doing. Oh, yeah, and you might want to try shredded carrots.
I warned you about meddling.
She's got a skillet. Wait for it. Run! Ah! on the next liposuctioning episode of Space Elders.
Twitter at RFH Carey. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 7:47. Time to award round one of your boners.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by pumpkin seeds. I got them out of the pumpkin, and then I cleaned them, and then I...
what do you put on them? What do you season them with?
Just to toss them with a little bit of cayenne pepper.
That's it?
Olive oil and cayenne pepper, and then roast them for a little while, and they are delish.
Mm. And Gracie's has the perfect cure for the Mondays. Live jazz with David Halliday and the Jazz Vespers Quartet from 7 to 10. Or there's always Monday Night Football in high def. Bring your ID.
I boiled them for like 10 minutes maybe in a little salt water. Boiled them.
I didn't know you did that. I thought you just threw
I
them in
haven't
the-
before, but somebody suggested that. It was in a thing my wife found. And I did it, and it worked great. So we had boner candidate to number one. We thought he'd be perfect for driver's ed. It was the teacher who he had a charge pending against him for road rage. He shot a guy 7 times, and this school district hired him. Not a good idea. Boner candidate number 2. This is a perfectly innocent Halloween prop. You know, a white van with free candy and free puppies and bloody handprints on the side of it. Not a good idea. And boner candidate number 3. Oh, come on, y'all. We just love history. Hitler history. It's a man dressing his 5-year-old son as history, and he was dressed as a member of the SS.
Oh, as Hitler, not as history.
Did I say history?
Yeah.
His 5-year-old son was dressed as Hitler,
Yeah.
and he was dressed as a member of the SS. This is history.
No.
It's for Halloween. Come on. All right, then. Joshua won Gracie's gift card, and the overwhelming winner, boner candidate number 3. Come on, y'all. We just love history.
There you go. That's the winner of round one. It now has a chance to become boner of the day. It has to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. That happens at 8:20 this morning. 3 more candidates and more voting, and we'll take the winner of that round and put it up against the winner of this round at 9:20. That's when boner fight happens. That's when you will decide boner of the day.
So on Friday, it was determined that apparently I need people.
Sure.
So
You don't have people.
No, I don't really have people. It was.
Like Kanye has people.
Yeah, so somebody
Mhm.
needs to contact your people. Well, I just realized that I don't. My people will get back to your people, but I just realized I don't really have people.
Oh, wait, I'm confused. Are you looking for employees or friends?
Well, it was your idea that I should have people, right?
Yeah, but now you're acting like they're your employees.
Well, no, just people. I mean, people. They can be both. They can be. He has people around them, and they're his friends, and and they look out for him, and they.
So like a posse.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just people that look out for you and stick up for you. And,
It's your group.
yeah.
It's your.
Yeah. And so we decided on Friday that I would, if people listening would like to be part of my people, Bill's people, that they should say they want to be. And boy, the response was just
You said tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, tell me a little bit. Send a picture and tell me a little bit about yourself if you want to be one of Bill's people, and send a picture. And of the overwhelming response, one person sent a picture. It was let's see, what's her name is Serena, and she sent a picture and said, "I want to be a part of Bill's people. I've been a fan of Radio from Hell since middle school. I'm now 26. I'm married. I have, so she followed the instructions. I have 2 kids, a dog named Joey.
Joey.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a photographer. I'm a blogger like every other stay-at-home mom in the world.
It's required.
Yeah, she says, I have a great time doing my blog. I foster dogs through Rescue Rovers.
Oh.
And hope you'll accept me into your army. I mean, your people.
Yeah, it's not an army.
It's not an army. It's
your
just
people.
Yeah. So that's great. You know, she does something called the Beautiful Mind blog. I haven't had a chance to look it up, but so that's exactly. So it was overwhelming. So
I don't know if that's over.
Serena, and then two others. So 3.
Well, you're on your way.
Yeah, Casey, and Gary.
I mean, 2 people is people, because if it was just one, it would be Bill's person.
No, I got 3 now. Yeah. So I got 3.
3. You can now use the word people.
Yeah. So I got those. So I have people now.
How's it feel to have people? Because I don't think I have people.
It's pretty good.
Carrie has people.
Carrie has people.
He's
geeks.
geek show people.
He has geeks. Yeah, but now, so I've got people. Gary says, I'm super down to join. I've been listening to you since 91. You had a lot to do with molding me into the far-left libtard that I am. I'm proud to be one. But Gary, you didn't send a photo. And neither did Casey, who misspelled the word morning. He spelled it Moaming. Moming. Hello, on our way to work. So he says we, so maybe there's another person with Casey. But you need to send pictures and give me a little more information about yourself if you want to be among the throngs that I expect by the end of the week to be Bill's people.
Okay, so now you have people.
Yeah.
Now what?
Well, we'll get to that.
He needs to amass more people.
As soon as I get some more people, then we'll decide what we want to do. It'll be a movement of some sort, though.
I don't know if I want to be part of Bill's movement.
We'll have a movement.
I don't want to be in a movement.
It'll be a movement.
No.
We'll do things.
No, Bill's movement is not anything that
we'll not that kind of movement. We'll do things.
You'll gather
projects. We'll gather.
Or assemble.
We'll gather
Those
and assemble.
People assemble.
We'll have activities.
Crafts,
projects, and activities.
Snacks. Will there be snacks?
I just got 2 more who want to be among my people. Nicole and her husband, Eric. But you got to send an email to bill@x96.com. And pictures.
If you're confused about this, as I feel like the 3 of us are a little bit.
I'm not confused in the slightest.
A little bit. Go to the Radio from Hell Best of podcast. So we have the Radio from Hell podcast, which is the whole show.
Yeah.
But at Radio from Hell Best of podcast, there are little bits of the show. And I seem to recall, Richie, that there is a Bill's People segment there.
Yeah.
That if you would like to hear the origins of Bill's people.
I should go back and listen to that.
Well, that's kind of
because I don't really quite remember.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
I don't really quite remember why I need people, but I feel that I do. Because people who need people are really the luckiest people in the world. So,
have you looked at the best of? There's good stuff there. It's recent stuff and old stuff.
I'll bet there are, because I know what we do.
He's been there.
We do the show, and I would wager that in a 4-hour show there are some moments that we could put out there and say it's best of.
Shelley's volunteering to be Gina's people. I don't think she needs people, Shelley.
I don't know.
Has she got people?
I'm good.
Well, everybody kind of needs people.
This is about Bill. I don't want to.
Here's a texter. I work for an adhesive company. Can I be Bill's tape people? Because with projects and crafts, the more reason for tape people.
Sure, yeah. So send me, but you have to send me an email, bill@x96.com, and tell me what you'll bring to the people movement. Nicole is offering to bring the bourbon. That's great. But
tape? But someone can bring tape.
We will need tape to make signs, because we'll need signs eventually. And markers, we'll need markers, and bourbon, and markers, and tape.
And bourbon.
And bourbon. So just, if you want to be Bill's people, send me a picture and tell me a little bit about yourself, bill@x96.com. Okay? All right.
Crash southbound I-15 at the top of Woods Cross on-ramp. The right lane and shoulder are blocked, adding to delays in the area. Crash on 4 South at 9th East, blocking both eastbound and southbound lanes. Expect delays through that intersection. Brought to you by the all-new reinvented Tempur-Pedic. That's traffic.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just used to a whole.
That's all it was. It's just like 6
thing
words.
there.
Well, and that's fine.
That's great. All right, we will take a break. We got round 2 of your boner voting coming up. Stand by for that.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best of podcast.
with Gary Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
Before we talk to Bill Frost, we have our 21 Pilots giveaway. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you will text it to 33986. And what you may receive is a copy of 21 Pilots' album and a potato.
Ooh.
And then qualified to win tickets and a meet and greet for the Utah 21 Pilots show, and then be qualified for the grand prize flyaway to Boise to see 21 Pilots. So here's your keyword: French. F-R-E-N-C-H, French. You know, like French fries, but just French. Text that to 33986.
All right. Is this sponsored?
Yeah, I bet. Let me look. Shredfest ski and snowboard event this Saturday at Liberty Park. 30 tons of snow is hauled in because Lord knows it hasn't come here on its own. To host the ski and boarding rail session, lumberjack competition, live concerts, beer, food trucks, a sponsor retail area this Saturday. Tickets and information at shredfestival.com.
Here he is, straight from Halloween shows, where he wore a really freaky wig and played the guitar, Bill Frost.
Yeah, look me up on Instagram. You'll see it.
Yeah, it's Bill Frost. He does the TV podcast TV 10. He writes a TV column for Slug Magazine, and he plays a wicked lead guitar in the band Magda Vega.
Yeah, we're playing at the Metro tomorrow. Come see us.
Okay. What time?
8 o'clock.
Okay. Bill, you can find all of Bill's stuff at
BillFrost.tv.
That's exactly right. Hi, Bill.
Yeah, hi. You know, there's so many shows. I missed one last week. A big one.
What?
I've been kicking myself all weekend. I missed this one.
Oh, don't beat yourself up about it. Just make it right now.
It dropped on Friday. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yes.
I forgot to mention that last week.
Oh, with Sally Draper.
Sally Draper.
Was talking with Jay. Was talking with Jay yesterday about this show.
Yeah.
And,
a lot of people talked to me over the weekend about this show.
It's very dark apparently.
Yeah.
Not what you expect.
From the Riverdale people, but not like Riverdale.
No.
It's a little more Satan-y, a little more witchy.
Well, you got to have Satan worship in there, I think.
I think most shows could benefit from that.
Exactly.
So that's on your Netflix now, and it's very good, and I would recommend it. I would also recommend the third season of Daredevil, which I finished, and Kerry Jackson was absolutely right. All killer, no filler.
Exactly. Really
good. It
earned
all 13 episodes.
It did.
Yes.
No filler. All right.
Premiering tomorrow, The Degenerates. It's a Netflix comedy special, stand-up special starring 3 comics you may or may not have heard of before. Big J. Okerson, Brad Williams, who's really funny. I heard him on a podcast talking about this show. And it's a bunch of comedians you haven't heard of doing very raw, edgy
I was
comedy.
going to say, if it's Big J. Okerson, it's filthy.
Yes, it's filthy comedy. It was recorded on Fremont Street in Las Vegas, and nothing not filthy happens on Fremont Street.
Exactly.
Yeah. And coming up on Wednesday, Halloween proper.
Yes.
4 hours of Ghost Adventures live on the Travel Channel.
4 hours of what was that?
4 hours of not finding a ghost.
Yep.
Did you hear that?
What was that?
Did you feel that? It got cold in here.
Was it Bigfoot? No, that's a different show.
Yeah, they're interchangeable a bit.
Yeah, the dialogue is interchangeable. Yeah.
And also the Season 3 premiere of Stand Against Evil
on
IFC. You don't have Ash vs. Evil Dead anymore.
No. Might as well watch that.
Might as well have this. It's actually pretty funny. Yeah. John C. McGinley. It's Ash vs. Evil Dead on a budget.
A very low budget.
Coming up on Thursday, November 1st, the third season of Startup on Sony Crackle. I know there are people out there who watch it.
Okay.
I know. It stars Adam Brody from The OC and Ron Perlman.
Oh, well.
Still overacting.
Well, it's you can't expect him to do anything but.
And Mira Sorvino.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah, she's in this thing now.
Oh. What is Startup?
It is it's about intrigue in the tech world, and it's basically Breaking Bad meets tech world.
Okay.
It's another Breaking Bad-esque type series.
All right.
Of bad people doing bad things.
in tech.
I've only seen a little bit of it, and it's like, well, this looks mildly interesting, but there's too many shows.
Yeah.
I might get back to this someday.
Too many.
Gina.
What?
Friday.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts comes to your television.
That's right.
Why? She hard up.
She is America's sweetheart, Bill.
It's an Amazon Prime series called Homecoming. It's a psychological thriller from Sam Esmail, who did Mr. Robot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a she plays a transitional support center caseworker who's retired, but she's called back in because we had some questions. There's a mystery afoot.
She'll be great. Don't laugh. How many Oscars have you won, Bill Allred?
I don't.
But
Gina,
never. But here's the rest of the cast.
He's got a regional Emmy.
How many Emmys have you won, Gina?
And he's got people now too.
Yeah.
Not a squad.
No.
This is the rest of the cast. So Bobby Cannavale.
Oh.
Sissy Spacek.
Wow.
Sidney Poitier.
All right, you got some actors
Now
there.
I may be there.
Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another selling point. These episodes are only half-hour apiece, so basically this is the length of a movie.
Wait a minute, Dermot
total.
Mulroney?
Yeah, not Dylan McDermott.
He's the one that was in my best friend's wedding with her. He was the best friend who did his wedding.
You know?
No, I'm lost.
I mean, you've seen that.
Nope. Nope.
It's a 90s terrible romantic comedy reunion here. Yeah.
So they're half-hour episodes. Do they do like Netflix and drop them all, or?
I believe so. Yeah.
Sometimes they do, and
with Amazon.
Yeah.
This could be a week-to-week thing with Amazon. I hate that.
Yeah.
If you're streaming, do them all.
I want it all when I want it.
That's what
I mean, because there's that whole second half season of The Tick that I still haven't gotten around to on Amazon.
No, I think Amazon. I think it's Hulu doesn't. But
Amazon does it as well with some series, like the
Do they
Romanoffs, the current series.
That's true.
Then they'll probably do it with this. They'll try to force you to.
They'll make you come back week to
Okay.
week. Not making you wait. Season 6, final season, House of Cards, dropping Friday.
And it is the final season.
Yes, it is.
It's spacey-less.
Yeah. Frank Underwood is dead.
Yeah.
So of course Claire becomes president.
Of course, that's how it works.
That makes sense.
The first lady always succeeds.
Well, she was president at the end of the last
It's
season.
been so long, I don't remember.
She was president.
How did she do that if she wasn't vice president? Did she run?
Yeah.
Did he
I'm
make her?
trying to remember.
Can he just appoint a vice president?
No, I can't remember. I think
someone will know.
I think what happened, as I recall, what happened is that he championed her to run as the president. He had her run in his stead, as I recall. And he said, vote. I'm not going to run, but vote for Claire. She will. She will be.
But
as I remember,
her in this season, her legitimacy is questioned as president. I know, hard to believe. And people were trying to bring her down. People like Greg Kinnear and Diane Lane.
Or no, maybe she was the vice president. I think she was the vice president. She ran as the vice president. She was on the ticket. She was vice president.
Corey says she ran for president and won.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Also, season 2 from Cinemax, Mike Judge presents Tales from the Tour Bus, animated documentary-esque series. The first season was about country music legends.
Oh, there's been a season of it already?
Yes.
And how was it?
It was pretty good, actually. This season, they're going on the road with funk legends like George Clinton and Rick James.
Yay.
Yeah. So these are like infamous tales from the road with rock stars. Animated with also some archival footage and interviews with people who were there.
I'm having a hard time picturing this.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
But it's an animated rock documentary of sorts.
Huh. All right.
On Cinemax. Saturday Night Live is back after 2 weeks off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jonah Hill is your host.
He's the host.
He's the thing now.
Is he?
He is everywhere. Yeah, he's
well,
everywhere.
he has a movie out. That's.
And he's got that Netflix series, Maniac.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it all. I don't know what happened, but I watched it.
It was entertaining.
Yes, it was.
And what's her name?
Emma Stone
was astonishingly good.
As was Justin Theroux.
Yeah.
Also, musical guest Maggie Rogers. Unfamiliar. You don't know.
Don't know who that is.
Coming up on Sunday, a new news, politics, and edgy news series, Axios on HBO. Basically, it's an upstart rival to Vice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know why they have them both on the same network. If they're rivals, just have them all.
Yeah.
And the season 4 premiere of Outlander.
Oh, yeah.
I know I should like that.
What is it?
Outlander's where the time traveling lady who falls in love with the redheaded guy, which is why I'm not into it.
Sorry, Richie.
Sorry, Richie.
We referred to it here as the Scottish Bodice Ripper.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a time traveling love story.
I look forward to her doing something that I'll watch. the lead of
Something
the show.
for you.
Yeah. I look forward to her.
This show is not for you.
This is no.
It is for me.
It should
but
be
I,
for
But
you.
I can't. I can't do it.
You'll be busy watching that Julia Roberts thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's happening with that.
I don't know.
And that is your week there.
That's the week?
Yeah.
All right. That's plenty.
Yeah, that's a lot of show.
A lot of shows.
Plus the ones that are still on.
Don't forget to read Bill's column in Slug Magazine and find his podcast, TV Tan, at, where is that thing?
BillFrost.tv.
Yeah, that one.
And wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah.
Crash northbound 5600 west 1730 south in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 at 1400 north in Centerville. Crash southbound I-15 at Parish Lane, so a couple of issues up in Davis County. Oh, here's another one. Crash southbound I-15 26 south in Woods Cross. I don't see a crash being reported, but it looks like there's lots of slowing coming around Point of the Mountain and into Draper. The cameras are red through that area, so should be some slowage you'll experience through there. Haster Games has the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it 6831 South State and online at hastergames.com.
All right, let's see. We've got Boners Round 2 coming up, and here are the candidates. Boner candidate number 1, a person not smart enough to be in college. Boner candidate number 2, that's you. I know that's you. And boner candidate number 3, I give you what makes us human. Happy birthday.
All right, thank you. We will have Big Boy News along with round 2 of your boner voting after these.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 19 minutes after 8, it is time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you'll decide with your vote who of these 3 is the worst. Which one of these stories deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it has to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. And we'll take both winners, put them into Boner Fight at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide Boner of the Day. So, pick your champion for round 2 now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
tickets to see Taylor Mack at Kingsbury Hall.
Nice.
Boner candidate number 1. A person not smart enough to be in college. Turmoil over NBC personality Megyn Kelly's comments about blackface and Halloween costumes is timely because at BYU, as broadcast students were producing a live diversity project along with students at Morgan State and West Virginia universities, they were producing this program. Racial and race-specific costumes at Halloween, like the movie character Black Panther and costumes portraying Native Americans, are part of a broader discussion about costumes as Halloween approaches. A student wearing blackface as part of a football player costume was part of a Halloween contest at the BYU Ad Lab on Thursday. Black students at the event complained to the school's director, and word of the incident spread among students and on social media, just as an intercampus Kerner Plus 50 Diversity Symposium was being aired by all 3 campuses on Friday. So this symposium was going on, being aired at all 3 campuses.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was he wearing it to show,
No.
here's what, well, like as an example?
No, I don't believe so.
Like,
Communication
here's
student
the
dressed
thing
in
that-
blackface for a costume contest. The incident project was communication student Allie Jones was at the costume event. I don't think anybody really even got it, Jones said, of the costume. But then afterward, I was like, oh, no. Because the thing is, in our program, we focus on diversity as a way to gain other people's insights and to speak for people who can't speak for themselves. School of Communications Director Ed Carter said he wasn't at the event, but talked to students who were offended by the costume and to the student who wore the offending costume. That really is not what the School of Communications is trying to teach students. In fact, we're trying to teach them the opposite, Carter said. We have a deep basis to be offended and as a community and school-wide to stand up and say we don't tolerate or condone it. Carter said he's already discussed the idea of mandatory diversity training for students and faculty, especially those participating in the professional lab. BYU Newsline is a daily newscast produced by broadcast journalism students, along with students and faculty from Morgan State and West Virginia, hosted the live lecture broadcast. The BYU blackface incident coincidentally showed the need for diversity training. Black students' confidence in reporting their objection to the incident is a likely factor of progress in dealing with racial issues.
We don't have a picture of it.
No. You do get in trouble if you're a white person who puts on blackface. Of course, that's what Megyn Kelly was saying. But when I was a kid, that was okay. As long as you're dressing up in character, Megyn Kelly said.
Did you see her, I think it was her high school?
Condemned
all the
her, yeah.
students that she went to high school with wrote a letter saying, no, it was never that.
No, it's not okay.
No,
we don't
Megyn.
know what you're talking about, Megyn Kelly.
Yeah.
Take your $69 million and go away.
So anyways, the student at BYU thinking somehow it's okay because I'm playing a football player. See, it's a person not smart enough to be in college.
Yep.
Boner candidate number one. Boner candidate number two. That's you. I know it's you. A New Mexico man is facing charges after police say he pulled a knife on his girlfriend after mistakenly believing she had appeared in an adult video. Las Cruces police said Daniel Albert Rojas was arrested Thursday following reports he forcibly searched the victim's body and refused to let her leave. Police said the 28-year-old Rojas got angry because the actress in a pornographic video he was watching had distinctive marks on her body that resembled marks on his girlfriend.
That's you.
Officer said he grabbed her, pulled a knife on her. He was charged with felony counts of aggravated assault against a household member and false imprisonment. Boner candidate number two. That's you. I know that's you. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number three. I give you what makes us human. Happy birthday.
All right, boner candidate number three for round two. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Black Turtle Services is hiring both full and part-time seasonal customer service positions. Seasonal employees will have the opportunity to earn up to $1,000 at the end of their assignment. Paid training, holidays, vacation time, no weekends, and great schedules. Visit jointheturtle.com.
Officials with the University of Kansas Cancer Center are saying, please, we'd like our colon back.
Our what?
Our colon.
Our colon?
Would you please return our colon?
Someone stole a colon?
Our $1,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the return of a giant 10-foot-long, 150-pound inflatable human colon. The fake intestine is worth $4,000 and was stored in a plastic bin and poached from the bed of a parked pickup truck in Kansas City. It was in the city for a walk-run event, the Kansas City Star reported. Colon rectal cancer screening is the most powerful weapon we have against colorectal cancer, said John Ashcroft, a surgical oncologist at the center. Colon cancer is a tough subject for many to talk about, and now somebody's stolen our colon. It's a stolen colon. People. Tuesday is the last day to register, last day for citizens to register to vote in the November general election by either appearing in person at a county clerk's office or registering online. Now, people could still register at the polls during early voting, which in many counties ends on Friday, or even on election day. So it's not the last minute, but it's still, it's better if you do it at the county clerk's office or rather than trying to go to the polls and do it. It's going to be more of a hassle.
Yeah.
Online voter registration is available if you have a current Utah driver's license.
Vote.utah.gov.
Or a state ID card. That site can also direct you to your county clerk's office for voting. Proposition 3 on the ballot. Expanding Medicaid.
Yes. Next.
The Deseret News has in their, I think it's in their edition today, the Deseret News, the conservative voice in the Valley, says, please pass Proposition 3.
Good. That will help. Thank you.
There is truth in the adage, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Those who are not healthy cannot work. Those who cannot work do not have health insurance to cover medical costs to get them healthy. The result is a coverage gap where those who could work are unable, often sending them into a spiral of financial and health problems. Those without health care live in fear of even the most basic injuries or illness, knowing that it would come at great cost, not just to their wallets, but to their lifestyle and work eligibility. So please, please, please vote yes on Proposition 3. Still feeling the pain and grief over the recent death of Lauren McCluskey, the members of her Salt Lake City church congregation were encouraged Sunday to seek peace from God. No matter what storm we are in or what struggle we find ourselves tackling, when we find ourselves asking why, guest pastor Margaret Feinberg told the 100-plus worshipers who gathered for the 10 a.m. service at Capitol Church, on those days, we need to ask God to give us a double portion of his peace. On October 22nd, the 21-year-old University of Utah senior and athlete was gunned down on the campus by convicted sex offender Melvin S. Rowland, who later shot himself to death. There has to be a thorough examination of that case, and somebody, and maybe more than one somebody, needs to lose their job. Seems to me there were many failures along the way, not just among the University of Utah police, but the state pardons and parole, and that, and this is not to cast, this is not victim shaming or blaming, but if you find yourself in these situations, do not give in to extortion. She allowed this guy to take pictures of her. Don't do that. And but if you do and somebody is extorting you, go to the police.
Yeah, but don't say that, Bill, because you don't know the situation there. He could have taken pictures of her.
Could have done it without.
Yes,
that's true. He could have done it without her knowing it. But don't give in to extortion. Don't do that. Don't give in to extortion.
I think she did as much right as she thought she could at her age, and
I know she was scared.
Awareness of the
I know
situation.
she was scared, but it's just. And this guy should never have been allowed out. Who was that alleged security company that didn't have a business license in Magna?
Because if I am a college student and I meet a guy who's a security guard at a bar, there's part of me that thinks, well, I'd probably safer with him
he
than
must be okay.
someone. You would.
Sure. Yeah.
There would be a reasonable assumption that's got to be a good guy on some level.
Yeah. Oh, man. People have to. So there are some people who are going to have to pay for that. I hope. So. Horrible plane crash. A Lion aircraft, brand new plane, carrying 189 people, crashed into the sea just minutes after takeoff from Indonesia's capital on Monday, and all people on board lost. Brazil, geez.
Yeah, what? You just have a bunch of crappy news again, Bill.
You know what, Gina? That's what's in the news. Brazil has elected a far-right person to be a president. He is openly anti-Semitic. He's openly against...
and Donald Trump congratulated him today.
He is openly against gays, and he is openly anti-Semitic. Trump called him and congratulated him and says, I think he's a great guy and we'll get along famously.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
He's my kind of guy.
The leaders of a progressive Jewish organization in Pittsburgh said Donald Trump is not welcome to come visit them in the wake of 11 people being murdered in a mass shooting at a synagogue. President Trump, you are not welcome here in Pittsburgh until you denounce white nationalism, until you change your tone. For the past 3 years, your words and your policies have emboldened a growing white nationalist movement. You yourself called the murderer evil, but yesterday's violence is the direct culmination of your influence, said the group of Jewish.
Was Trump planning on going there?
He had said that he was going to visit at a later date. And they said, thanks,
Don't come.
Thanks, but no thanks.
You make things worse.
Interior architect Tina Stoklosa, who's originally from Warsaw, Poland, first tried the fruitarian diet as a pre-Christmas cleanse way back in December of 2013. The 39-year-old instantly saw the results, but she found the diet hard to stick to at home because of temptations to go for meals out. So she decided to move to Bali 3 years ago to discover more exotic fruit and finally go fully fruitarian.
Now, I learned about You want to know where I learned about fruitarianism?
Where?
In the movie Notting Hill,
Of course
starring
you did.
Julia Roberts. What I learned from that movie is they only eat fruit that has fallen off a tree. Like if you pick it, you're killing it.
Yeah.
So you eat it once it's fallen on the ground.
She and her fiancé, Simon Barron, are fruitarians, and they haven't brushed their teeth in 2 years, claiming they don't need to on the fruitarian diet, and they will never go back to normal food.
Well, at least they have each other. So
They have each shed a lot of weight. They eat between 2,000 and 4,000 calories a day. They eat 30 bananas a day and quench their thirst with coconut water and say, we never brush our teeth and our teeth are perfect.
Good for the two of you.
All right.
Yeah, see, it was the whole moving to Bali to get more and different fruits that threw me. I didn't know you had to wait for them to fall onto the ground.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you can just go to the store. You don't
No,
need
no,
to go to
You can
Bali.
order that basket thing.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we gotta
it's
wait
gotta
for
fall off the tree. It's got to die and fall off the
Okay.
tree because you don't want to kill an apple.
No.
I guess. Sports weather traffic.
Hungry? Want a real half-pound New York corned beef or pastrami sandwich?
You bet I do.
Reuben's?
Yeah.
Matzo ball soup?
When can I get it?
Feldman's Deli is Utah's only authentic Jewish deli on the corner of 20th East to 27th South. Bill, you can get it. You can think about it all day today.
Okay.
And then you can go tomorrow through Saturday for breakfast and lunch.
Because they're closed Monday.
Thursday through Saturday for dinner. Music on Friday and Saturday nights. Everyone meets at Feldman's Deli. Go to feldmansdeli.com. It was a great weekend. The Utes won. The Jazz won. Utah State won. Real didn't win, but the right people lost, so they can go ahead in the playoffs. And BYU lost. It was just a perfect sports weekend.
Not for BYU fans.
Well, you know, that's tough. They chose the wrong team, Bill. Traffic crash 5600 west, 1730 south. Crash southbound I-15 at 1400 north. And slowage northbound I-15 around Point of the Mountain coming into the Draper Sandy area. That's traffic brought to you by the Utah Olympic Oval. Join the fun. Watch the fastest skaters in the world at the ISU World Cup Short Track November 9th through the 11th. Tickets at smithtix.com.
All right, here's Boner candidate number 3. I give you what makes us human. Happy birthday. A 23-year-old woman removed her belly button and gave it to her ex-boyfriend as a present.
How do you do
Body modification fanatic Paula Castillas Landros from Jalisco, Mexico, underwent numerous surgeries, such as a back corset, which involves piercings on either side of the spine, and a split tongue. She later decided to remove her belly button, as it is what makes us human, before giving it as a present to her then-boyfriend, Daniel Ramirez, in 2015.
You can see it at x96.com/live.
But following the removal 3 years ago, she says she ultimately regrets her decision, describing it as reckless and impulsive. The HR intern and tourism student said, I've always had problems with my family. I was not very close to them at the time. body modifications have always fascinated me. There's something very transcending about them. I was very angry, and I wanted to cut all unions from everything and everyone. I wanted to dehumanize myself in a symbolic way. I wanted to do something controversial. I underwent an operation done by a professional, but he gave me very bad advice on how to take care of the trauma, so it got infected. I was suffering. I spent days in bed as if I were quarantined. I couldn't stretch, push, stand up, or laugh. I gradually healed, but not 100%. It will never close entirely.
So you have a belly button.
Paulina says she knew she wanted to give the body part to Daniel as a token of her love.
What? As like a...
She said, I was very much in love with my then boyfriend. He supported me through many difficult times, and he is one of the most influential people in my life. It was something I did in the spur of the moment. We were young and stupid. No, you were. But that's the way I felt. I put it in a small bag, along with a note saying, I love you. It was very emotional. He has kept it, and he will keep it forever because he knows the meaning behind it. We're good friends now, but we will always love each other.
Wow.
Boner candidate number 3, I give you what makes us human. Happy birthday.
All right. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, a person not smart enough to be in college. Some guy showing up at a costume contest at BYU as a football player in blackface. Boner candidate number 2, that's you. I know that's you. A man pulling a knife on his girlfriend after watching a porn video and seeing similar markings on the actress's body that his girlfriend has on her body. And boner candidate number 3, I give you what makes us human. Happy birthday.
All right. It's time for round 2's boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See if it wins here. It's got to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. But we'll take both winners and put them into boner fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you will decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 2 right now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message of the text is that single digit. And then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. You can go online and vote. Just look for the box that says Boner Voting October 29 and vote there. You've only got 4 minutes, though. Let's go. This is round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music.
Let's join Carrie and Bill at the Acme Broadcasting Company party at Rockport Reservoir.
What a nice day for a company party, huh?
Oh, God, yes. I mean, it's just beautiful up here. And you know, we deserve this, don't we?
I think that everybody on the staff deserves a nice party like this. I mean, we've all worked so hard to get this station to show in the ratings.
Yeah. Showing up in the top 35 stations ain't that easy either.
Nope.
Hey, look at everybody down there on the beach by the picnic table. You know, we ought to hike down there.
No, we can get a much better shot at all of them with our paintball guns from up here.
Huh.
Now look at Mario there. I'll bet you I can knock that beer right out of his hand.
Good shot. hey, they can't see us up here, can they?
Well, apparently not. Hey, listen, see if you can splatter the side of Bessie with a volley of that green paint you got.
Righto. Just about spelled my name. Hey, they're all starting to scatter and take cover now. What a great party. Hey, see if you can hit Sonny before she makes it to that tree.
Okay. Oh, damn, I missed her. You know, she's so thin, there's not much of a target there. Hey, what's Ed Acme doing?
Well, it looks like he's pushed over the picnic table and he's using it as a barrier. Get out your binoculars.
Got him. Oh, my God. That's a 30-30 he's pulling out of his knapsack. Oh! And it looks like he's got a bead on us, too. That was too close.
Godfrey! Jeez, everybody else seems to be packing heat, too. Look at that. Mario's gunning back at us with some kind of flare gun.
Whoa!
Gee!
All right, Sonny thinks she's going to hit us clear up here with that little pistol of hers.
Oh!
Oh, but Acme's really got us pinned down with that thing.
Well, then I guess it's a good thing I brought this to the company party, isn't it?
Oh, an Uzi.
Yeah.
Bill, you the man. Oh, God, what a great party.
Figure news specialist Carrie Jackson.
All right, we'll do that in a minute. First, we got to award round two.
And round two of your boner voting is brought to you in part by. Well, yeah, I made a vegetable stir fry. That was good.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was. And then little Mrs. Bill made s'mores cookies.
Ooh.
S'mores cookies.
S'mores cookies.
I love a s'more. Anything. Mm-hmm. And Taylor Mack at Kingsbury Hall, Friday, November 2nd. That's this Friday, Bill. You're going, right?
Yeah.
Tickets are available at utahpresents.org. Taylor Mack.
Looking forward to it. So we had boner candidate number one. This is a person who's apparently not smart enough to be in college. Blackface costume at BYU. He was going as a football player, and he put on blackface.
There are no white football players, Bill.
Yeah,
you can't possibly dress up as a football player.
No. And then boner candidate number two, that's you. I know that's you. A man pulling a knife on his girlfriend after mistaking her for a porn actress. Okay. And boner candidate number three, I give you what makes us human. Happy birthday. A woman who was really into body modifications of all kinds, and she decided it would be a wonderful idea to remove her belly button and give it to her boyfriend as a present. You know, she later regretted that decision. Let's see. Lynn Tapos won the tickets to see Taylor Mack. We'll see you there, Lynn. And the winner, by 10 votes, boner candidate number three. I give you what makes us human. Happy birthday.
I thought that might be the one. That's your winner of round two. It now has a chance to become boner of the day. It has to defeat the winner of round one's voting. We're going to take them both and throw them into the Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day.
Sponsored news on the radio, yes. Carrie. It's always brought to you by Cabin Fever, the most wonderful time of the year, celebrating the creepy, kooky, mysterious, and spooky this October. Located in the heart of Trolley Square, 5th South, 7th East, Salt Lake.
All right, brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available right now. Name of the episode is Working Out with Squee.
Okay. As always, I need to listen to see what that means.
Working Out with Squee.
I know what it means.
All right, this I'm very excited about. And that damn CBS app. They're going to make me have it on all the time.
Have they tricked you?
You know, because
Why?
I shut it off because Discovery ended.
Yeah.
And I wasn't planning on, I'm not going to turn it back on until January.
Is that when it's coming
That's
back?
when it comes back. But now they're working on this Captain Picard TV series.
Well.
So I'm going to have to watch that.
And they'll plan it so that that's on when Discovery is off, and
Hopefully,
vice versa.
if they're smart, if they want my money. And now they're doing this.
I hope they're not hearing you.
Oh, damn it. You to bitch about these things in private.
Yes.
But now they're doing this. CBS All Access has handed out a 2-season straight-to-series order for Star Trek Lower Deck, a half-hour animated comedy from one of the people from Rick and Morty, Mike McMahon.
So they know what they're doing.
Yeah. It's going to focus on the support crew serving on one of Starfleet's least important ships. So this guy, McMahon, who's a lifelong Trekkie, he's done all kinds of stuff. He went to them and he says, I got a pitch for a show for you.
But if he's a fan, he's not going to be making fun of it in a...
No, listen.
Okay.
He says, here's the pitch. I want to do a show about the people who put the yellow cartridge in the food replicator so a banana can come out on the other end.
That's somebody's job. Somebody has to do that.
Okay.
Apparently this guy is such a Trekkie. His cat's name is Riker. You know, the man is committed. He's also behind that Twitter handle that is the Star Trek The Next Generation fake season. So it's like the 8th season.
Oh, okay.
And he wrote plot synopses for it, just fake ones, you know.
Yeah.
So he's already been working on this.
Yeah, they saw, you know, there was a book company that saw that and says, we want to make a book with you. And then he went in and once working with Rick and Morty and said, I got an idea. How about this? I am looking forward to that so much. Because I think sometimes Star Trek fans can take themselves too seriously. All right. Now, this next little bit of news, I caution you, grain of salt.
Okay.
So there's this entertainment reporter named Eric Weber who was at a Black Panther event in Los Angeles on the 25th. And, you know, I mean, he's got some bona fides, so I kind of... But just to remember, this is one guy, and it's just tweets that we're taking this news from. He apparently spoke with Kevin Feige there. And he says Feige told him that fans should expect a trailer for Avengers 4 by the end of the year, which makes sense, and that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is currently on hold. That's all that was said in the tweet. He also randomly asked him about Namor the Submariner.
Oh.
Who is the Marvel Universe's Aquaman, I guess is the best way to describe it to people who don't know these things. And Feige said the character could make an appearance, but the studio hadn't decided whether that was something that it wanted to do yet. So there's those little tidbits. Then the other thing that he dropped later was that he also ran into Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy and asked her questions. But he tweeted out that Kathleen Kennedy just confirmed to me the Boba Fett movie is 100% dead. We are focusing on The Mandalorian, which is the TV series for their app that's going to be coming. I would just say to people who sent me this story...
Were they panicking?
Well, they were just kind of like, well, look, it's... I mean, look, when you're Lucasfilm and you own a character like Boba Fett, you never say that that character is not going to be around ever, ever. You just don't. That's just...
That's dumb.
That's dumb. You know,
Well, he's dumb.
The movie's not dead. It's just...
on hold.
Set aside right over there for a bit, okay? It'll happen. I'm sure it will happen. Something will happen. Boba happens. All right. The Wonder Woman movie dates have been moved, pushed back. This, you would think is bad, but it's actually good for the movie because it's right in the middle of summer. It will now open June 5th, 2020, which is the same corridor that the first one opened in 2017. It was going to open November 1st, 2019.
Right.
Pushed it back.
Okay.
So you'll see it in 2020. It's actually good news. And in a twinned move, Warner Brothers also announced that it's taking the $6 billion Man movie off of its release calendar for now.
Oh, I was looking forward to that.
The Mark Wahlberg.
Come on.
Hope Mark Wahlberg can find work.
Yeah. Yeah. Relocating Wonder Woman 1984 means that it won't open mere weeks after the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. That's scheduled to open on October 4th. So they pushed it away. Separate your DC superhero movies. Let's see. Now there was they've been doing just final shoots on Avengers 4, just some last minute tweaking. And it was announced, and this is just really secret, that they have cast Catherine Langford, who was on 13 Reasons Why.
Mm-hmm.
She's the high school student who left behind the series of tapes after her suicide.
Mm-hmm.
That's who that is. She is in Avengers 4, but they're not saying who she is playing.
Is there some teen superhero that would be fitting?
There are.
Supergirl.
But I'm not going to speculate because everyone else is. And I would just say to you, don't pay attention to that.
I guess she wouldn't be in Avengers.
Well,
Supergirl.
No.
No.
The Thing, the movie, John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I like the original, but I love Carpenter.
What's the original one from?
Well,
how many years it was?
It was like in the late 50s.
Oh, 1951.
Yeah. Oh, early 50s. Was that?
Yes, 1951. Black and white.
James Arness is The Thing.
It's called The Thing from Another World.
Mm-hmm.
That was all based on a short story.
Who Goes There?
Who Goes There by John W. Campbell Jr.
Okay.
Apparently, there's a Kickstarter campaign for a book called Frozen Hell, which is touted as the book that inspired The Thing. It, too, was also written by Campbell, which seems confusing until you hear the story. The author, Alec Nevala Lee, was researching an upcoming book and found out that Campbell Jr. had referenced the fact that Who Goes There, the short story, was a shortened version of a longer novel. No one had ever seen that novel, but there was a reference to it being sent to Harvard. So Nevala Lee went hunting, found the unpublished manuscript to Frozen Hell,
I'll be damned,
which is an extended and expanded version of Who Goes There. Long story short, tried to get that book in the hands of fans. It went on a Kickstarter. Modest goal of $1,000. They're well over $30,000.
What are they going to get done for $1,000?
Well, they were just hoping to get a few printed, but they've now got over $30,000. So you'll be able to read the long-form version of that short story.
Now, there was another remake of The Thing, but it wasn't. Was it called The Thing?
Well, there was the John Carpenter one.
Yeah, and then there was another one. But
was
I don't.
There?
Yeah, and it was pretty good, but I don't.
2011.
What was it called? The Thing?
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no idea.
With who was in that?
I can't remember.
Joel Edgerton, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
People you know.
People you know. Had no idea.
Seek it out. It's not bad. The end's a little overdone, but not bad.
All right, there you go. Traffic, Gina?
I've just got the usual morning slowage northbound I-15 through the Draper-Sandy area, but I'm not seeing any accidents showing up on the UDOT website. You can always send us stuff if you see something happening. I appreciate it when you do. Text it to us, 33986.
All right. Thank you very much. Coming up, we got Boner Fight, along with a reasonable amount of news.
Okay.
Stand by for that.
I'm ready for that.
Your furnace. Need to get that tuned up?
Yep. Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Call today because we've got warm weather today, but the cold weather is coming.
Yeah. Now, Scott Hale, fully licensed, insured, and bonded HVAC contractor for all of the stuff that you might need with your furnace. And then in the summer, of course, your air conditioning. But Scott Hale, you can count on the professional installation from technicians that are licensed, bonded, and insured, and they'll take good care to be presentable, polite, and keep your home clean and tidy. The technicians even bring vacuum cleaners with them to make sure that they'll leave your home every bit as clean, if not cleaner. That would be my house. Then they found it, because doing work on the furnace can be pretty messy sometimes. But they make sure that they get everything ship-shape, and they do excellent work. Scott Hale, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Discuss your options. Give them a call. 801-264-HALE. That's 264-HALE, or go to scotthale.com.
X96.
The chances are good. I was going to say, if you ever date Richie T, the chances are good if you are an unmarried woman under the age of 30, you will date Richie T. He's a serial dater. These are things to expect when you're dating Richie T, or when you're expecting to date Richie T. Number one, within the first 2 weeks of the dating, expect one of two things. You'll either be asked to help clean his room or help clean his car.
Now, I know the clean my room thing is like this.
It's an okay thing to come in my room.
No, that's his thing. That's one of his things.
Well, she says, don't be alarmed. It's all part of the courtship.
Okay.
So, and that, I just thought to myself, wow, who wouldn't want to date a guy who does that? Number two.
You get to know if they like to clean and stuff like that.
That's important.
Because you need someone to clean, don't you?
Because I'm a mess.
Number two, if you're expecting to date Richie T, if the two of you make plans more than 24 hours in advance, you must understand he will forget. Always have other plans just in case.
Oh,
because he'll forget.
Yeah.
Number three, if you've made plans less than 24 hours in advance, of course, and he's late, call him. Because he's fallen asleep.
It's true, isn't it?
Number four, you will often hear the excuse, hey, sorry I'm late, I fell asleep. He's not lying. He's telling you the truth. Number five, if you're expecting to date Richie T, if at any time Richie will not tell you what his family has nicknamed you, it's over. They have a nickname.
Your family has nicknames for everyone?
They have a nickname for every girl in his harem, and most of them are not kind.
Is that true?
It is. This girl's nickname is Camping Ashley because one time she went camping with my family without me.
Without you?
Mm-hmm.
So they always called her Camping Ashley.
Is that Camping Ashley? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that old Bare Hands? That's another girl's name.
Bare Hands?
Yeah, because she has huge.
Oh, hang on a second.
Are you dating old Bare Hands? Number six, if you are extended an invitation to church, heed this warning. No hand-holding, back-scratching, or snuggling of any kind will take place. You see, these gestures would all indicate that he's committed to someone, and, well, he's not. Number seven. No, he's not committed to you. Number eight.
She knows you very well, doesn't she?
Number eight. Never wake Richie up on a Saturday or a Sunday morning before noon. This is a severe offense. Number nine. If you don't like Broadway show tunes, run like hell.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Ruined more than one relationship.
Number 10. These are things to expect if you're going to date Richie T. Number 10, if you're not comfortable with someone who doesn't care what people think, you're with the wrong man. I mean, come on, people. He's toothless. And he walks around without his teeth. He's smiling right now. Big old toothless smile.
That will be fixed soon, though.
Yeah. Christmas.
By Christmas, he'll have teeth.
All he wants for Christmas is his two front teeth, and that's for real, folks.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 11, when he says, I'll call you back in about an hour, this is code for, if you don't hear from me in an hour, call me back.
I'm really bad at that.
He does that with me, too. So.
Yeah.
Number 12. When having a conversation with Rick,
Richie.
yeah, you must understand that at no point in time will you ever have his full attention. He'll either be catching up on the news, writing responses to emails, or thinking of all the things that he needs to be doing. Don't get me wrong, he's an excellent listener. He just has too much to do all the time. Number 13. If at any time you're making plans and he says, yeah, maybe, make alternative plans. That means no. That just means no. Number 14. Richie may not be there all the time, but he is always there when you need him the most.
Oh. That was nice.
Gee,
Is that true?
Yeah. Maybe. I think. Yeah, I try to be. People need it.
Number 15. He will hit on your mom. Don't try to stop it. It's inevitable. See? He's going to end up marrying an older woman with kids. And number 16. You should not expect gifts of any kind on special occasions. The only gift he gives is the gift of his presence. And that is presence, not presents. There you go. 16 things you ought to know if you're going to be dating Richie T.
Because, well, the season.
Tis the season.
All right. 9:09. Boner fight is coming up. So, I think it was Friday. Yeah, Friday. I got a phone call. Sue had left to go to the hospital for her procedure that she was having.
She had a procedure?
Mammogram.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, good. I'm glad she's doing that.
And so I get a phone call from her, and she goes, I drove up over a curb, and now I think my tire is flat.
Oh, yeah. That's happened to me.
Yeah. And I said, well, can you hear air? And she, yeah, I can hear air. It's going to be flat by the time I get out. And I said, well, let me head down there or something. We'll figure it. Go in, get your procedure, and we'll figure it out. So I hang up with her. And then I call because I thought, this car's new. I think we have roadside assistance.
Yeah.
And so I called the dealership, and yes, you do. And let me patch you through. And we got that going. And this is all as I'm driving to the hospital to find her.
Sure.
And so I get into the parking lot, and I'm driving through the parking lot looking for her. And she calls. She goes, I'm done. I'm over this way. So I get over there. And I get a call from the roadside assistance people saying, we'll be there in about a half hour. I went, okay, well, I can change a tire. So we open the thing up, and we start looking for all the stuff. Now, here's the thing about her car.
You want to tell it model and make and all that?
It's an Audi.
Okay.
I didn't want to bring that up because I don't want the dealership to think I'm blaming them. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm blaming Audi.
Okay.
Not the dealership. They have nothing to do with it.
Right.
So the car's design is over the lug nuts are these plastic covers.
To keep them nice.
To keep them looking nice, you know.
No,
So,
isn't it so people don't steal it? Isn't it?
No.
No?
So it's an aesthetic thing. So there's a tool, and I know this because we've had this similar kind of car before. There's a little tool that, for lack of a better description, looks like a small salad tong.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Plastic. It's like a U shape.
And its only purpose is to take.
That is its only purpose. Is
take
you
that plastic.
pop it on there and you pull the plastic caps off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't get the lug wrench onto the lug nut. Okay. And again, I know from doing it last time I changed on this car, there is a spot in the kit where that is kept.
Makes sense.
And I look into there, and there's the spot in the kit with the shape of that tool, and that tool is not there.
Empty.
Now, you've never changed a tire
Not in this car. Not in this car.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we can't do anything without that tool.
There's no other way to get those off, really.
You can't.
Yeah.
And that's where the tool goes. So we start looking everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just not there. And so roadside assistance shows up. Hopefully they will have one, is what we're thinking.
No,
because
they're not likely, though.
Well, but
They're from the dealer.
Are they?
Well, they're sort of they're
contracted.
They're contracted.
Yeah.
But they know. They said, well, we've seen this sort of thing before. Let me try. And we tried with another tool. Tried with another little tool. And the guy stands up and he goes, "You looked all over?" Yeah, we did. Did you look in the glove compartment? No. Why would it be there?
Sometimes people use them for roach clips.
They said, oh, sometimes manufacturer just puts them in the glove compartment.
Not in the toolkit with the space for the tool and
What?
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly. Sure enough, there
It's
it
in the
was.
glove compartment.
In the damn glove compartment.
just loose in there.
in a little plastic bag.
Huh.
What? What?
There's a spot for it right there. It's cut. The shape is cut out.
Makes
It's
no
U-shaped.
sense. No
That's
sense.
right where it's supposed to go.
Bizarre.
Why is it in the glove compartment?
It's probably as a car, when the car comes out from the manufacturer, there's then some prep that's supposed to be done
After the
at
fact?
the dealership. And that's one thing that they just sort of overlooked. The car comes and then the dealership is supposed to prep it by, putting this here and that there and doing that. And
Now, the first time I tried it, on the other car, on the other one that she had, I saw that little tool and I had no idea what it was for. And so I'm looking, for an hour, I'm in a parking lot trying to figure out how to do this. And I called the dealership, and I said, I don't understand. He says, well, is there a little U-shaped tool? You pop those off. So that's how I know about this thing.
Right. So before it was a hassle.
Because
you didn't know.
The second time, I know what I need. It's not where it's supposed to be. Jeez. Oh, did you look in the glove compartment?
So then did the man fix the tire?
I just went, yeah, go ahead.
I'm out.
Which I would have done in the first place, but as long as they're coming, I don't want to change a damn tire. That's why I have AAA. I very seldom use it, but I never change a tire anymore unless I'm, the last time I changed a tire is because I was in the mountains and I had to do it. But if I have a flat tire,
I'll always call the man.
If I have a flat tire in my driveway,
I call the man for everything.
Yeah, I call him.
I've learned to always call the man for your plumbing.
Yeah.
ShamrockPlumbing.net.
Absolutely. You give Shamrock Plumbing a call because they will fix your plumbing.
They have fixed my plumbing. They've done small things. They've changed out faucets. I needed a new faucet. They did that. And they've done big jobs like chopping up the roots in my drain out to the street.
For more than 30 years, Shamrock Plumbing has been chopping up roots and fixing leaky faucets and doing new builds and installing water heaters and water softeners and commercial and residential and that. I mean, water purification. No job too big or too small for Shamrock Plumbing. Make sure your pipes are ready for a long Utah winter. Avoid costly repairs by weatherizing your plumbing. Call Shamrock Plumbing, 801-295-1690. They're the best. ShamrockPlumbing.net.
Hi, I'm Todd Newcomb. I was born in Utah, and I grew up listening to alternative music in Utah.
Gina wearing a turtleneck sweater today.
Covering up her hickeys. That's what people do.
It's interesting. People don't wear turtleneck very often anymore.
Unless they're covering up hickeys.
You got something against hickeys?
That's why I used to have a dickie.
To cover your hickey?
To cover the hickey. It was my hickey dickie. I mentioned a dickie the other day, and I don't think anyone knew what I was talking about.
I don't think anybody has them anymore.
Dickie is now a clothing brand, and that's what it's known for.
As a matter of fact, that's what I said. Somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, I love dickies. Their coats and their pants," and I went,
"Yeah,
no, I'm
an
never
actual
mind.
dickie.
Never mind.
It's a fake shirt.
Dickie was a fake sweater.
Was
it a fake shirt
it's a
or
collar.
Sweater?
You did
It's a
both?
fake sweater.
Fake sweater.
It was to make it look as though you were wearing a turtleneck
under your vest or jacket
or your shirt or whatever. Yeah, to make it look as though you were wearing a. It was really a stupid idea.
It was a dumb idea.
I had one, I think, for some reason.
But they were everywhere. It seems like I knew everybody had one.
Yeah.
Nobody wore them, but everybody had one.
It's a stupid idea.
Well, turtlenecks are stupid unless you're the Gorton's fisherman.
It's true.
Maybe I'm going fishing later.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're not. You're going to be way too warm in that.
You think?
Yeah.
You're dressed up for people today, aren't
We're
you?
seeing people.
Mm-hmm.
I've never worn this sweater, and I thought, I'll wear that.
Yeah, you'll be too warm. You'll be uncomfortable.
Too late now.
You're going to be sweating and sweating. It's going to be in your folds and everything.
I don't have any folds.
Of course not. She's a lady.
Yeah.
I'm smooth top to bottom.
877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
I'll remember that info. You're going to need it here in about 6 minutes.
Bet your booty.
'Cause that's when boner fight is going to happen. Right now, though.
What do you do? You just embarrassed yourself, didn't you?
Yes. I did. You bet your booty, Granny.
Right now, time for a reasonable amount of news brought to you by...
Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
I think we should do this here.
What here?
Blasphemy is about to be decriminalized in the Republic of Ireland. After voters overwhelmingly supported a referendum to remove it as an offense in Irish law.
The hell you say?
Is that the best you can do?
Well, I don't want to run afoul of the law.
They wouldn't charge you with anything.
No.
Probably not.
The result announced late Saturday saw 64.85% of the electorate voting yes to decriminalize blasphemy, while 35.15% voted no. Blasphemy has been an offense for centuries, but was not defined in Irish law until the Defamation Act of 2009. Both the 2009 Act and the 1937 Irish Constitution will now be amended.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan! That's it! Justice Minister Charlie Flanagan welcomed the result, saying, "There's no room for a provision such as this in our Constitution. Ireland is rightly proud of our reputation as a modern liberal society, except when it comes to abortion." Actually, they passed it. Yeah, they did pass it, yeah.
Hail Satan!
The Ireland is rightly proud. The referendum took place on the same day as voters went to the polls to elect the Irish president, which saw Michael D. Higgins return for a seventh term. The last successful conviction for blasphemy in Ireland was in 1703.
Well, I think it's time to get rid of it.
And the last attempted prosecution was 1855. Both cases were taken when Ireland was under British rule.
Hail Satan!
Many voters were unaware that such an offense existed in modern Irish law until 2015, when the actor and broadcaster Stephen Fry was investigated over comments he had made in Was an Afterlife. Now, he's a noted atheist. He replied that he would ask why the world had been created with such misery and cited children with bone cancer as an example of suffering. Why should I respect a capricious, mean-minded, stupid God who creates a world so full of injustice and pain, he said. The God that created this universe, as it was created by, if it was created by a God, is quite clearly a maniac, utter maniac, totally selfish. A member of the public made a formal complaint about Mr. Fry's remarks to the Irish police, and he was investigated for blasphemy, but no charges were brought.
Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Hill Cumorah pageant will cease its 81-year run after its 2020 season.
Richie's sad.
That announcement was issued Saturday after the church issued a statement saying such pageants are now discouraged.
Well, I don't know what the Hill Cumorah pageant is.
The church said there will be changes to local celebrations, including pageants, explaining that the goal of every activity in the church should be to increase faith in the Lord Jesus Christ and to share his gospel message throughout the world. Local celebrations of culture and history may be appropriate, reads a statement from the church. Larger productions, such as pageants, are discouraged.
What is this?
So the Hill Cumorah pageant is basically a telling of the history of the church, what the Book of Mormon is, about Joseph Smith, and about the significance of Hill Cumorah.
It's in New York, right?
It's in New York, which is where Joseph got the plates. It's around the territory of where that happened, and thousands of people come out every summer to it.
They showed part of it in
Big Love.
Big Love.
Mm-hmm.
So why would that be?
Well, it's just gotten too elaborate, and
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think it may be too expensive, but it's also, for a lot of people, a tremendous amount of time. You know, it's 1,000 volunteers, like the one in Manti here in Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire town for several months has to volunteer time to do it.
But they're not stopping it in Manti.
No, they will.
Oh, really?
They're talking about stopping the Manti one as well.
And people are angry. Both the people in like Manchester and Palmyra, which is where the Hill
money,
Cumorah pageant is.
They're money makers for the town because people come and spend money,
So
money
I'm still
in the town.
confused why they would. Churches have never cared much about taking up too much of people's time.
But I think that's the focus now, is hey, you know what? We don't want to make you feel like you're obligated to 1,000 things. Be obligated to 10 things.
They've cut back on they just announced in the last general conference that they were cutting back meeting times again. Yep. So they're trying to give people more free time.
From 3 hours to 2, so 33%
Organizers
less time.
of the Hill Cumorah pageant said 25,000 people attended the July performance this year. Manti organizers said the Mormon Miracle Pageant, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Miracle Pageant.
It's too long of a title for.
Typically draws 75 to 80,000 in its summer production. In its statement, church officials noted they are communicating with local organizers in talks about the future. When I was a kid, I used to love going to the one that they had in Ogden for years and years. All Faces West, it was called, starring opera star from Europe. He played Brigham Young every year. His name was Igor Gorin, and he came from Europe every year to play Brigham Young.
Where are you going, Igor? I'm going to
Ogden. To Utah to play Brigham Young. And he'd say, "How are you, brown brother?" when he was singing to the Indians, and
really,
and they had horses, and it was outdoors at 4th Street Park, and they had horses and Indians.
That may or may not, as speculation online has been, also part of the reason why some of the pageants have been discontinued, because you just sort of go and go.
They were a little colloquial.
Mm-hmm.
And,
you're letting the members just do what they want. We need a little bit more control.
All Faces West.
Yes, exactly.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here we go. The winner from round 1 going against the winner from round 2. I think I can guess who will win this one. Coming from the mists of time, clear back from the 7 o'clock hour, Boner candidate number 1. Oh, come on, y'all. We just love history. Hitler history. It's a man in Kentucky for Halloween. He dressed up himself as a member of the SS, German's SS, Hitler's SS, you know, and then he dressed up his little 5-year-old boy. He's a little bitty Hitler. He was really cute. He's Hitler, and I'm a member of the SS, and then my little girl, she's just a fairy. So that's boner candidate number 1, and that's going up against the winner from round 2. I give you what makes us human. Happy birthday. A woman in Mexico who's really into body modification removed her belly button surgically, had it removed surgically, and she gave it to her boyfriend as a present. She later regretted this decision, but nonetheless she did it. That's number 2.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide of these 2 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward and become boner of the day. 1 or 2, this is Boner Fight. Remember the candidate number that you think should win boner of the day. Remember that number. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in that message is that single digit, 1 or 2. Then you text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Or you can go online and go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight October 29 and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding. follow us on Twitter at Radio From Hell.
All right, 9:37. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by that vegetable stir fry. That was dang good.
And the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah, 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com.
So we had Boner candidate number 1. Oh, come on, y'all. It's just we love history. Hitler history. That's the guy in Kentucky going out trick-or-treating. He's dressed as an SS. His little 5-year-old kid, well, we dressed him up as Hitler. Put a little mustache on him. God, he was cute. And that went up against the woman who had her belly button removed and given to her boyfriend. Well, Greg. Now, I didn't predict that Greg would win the Boner T-shirt.
You didn't say a word about Greg.
No. But I did predict that Boner candidate number 1 would win, and it did. Yes, number 1. Come on, y'all. We just love our history, Hitler history.
There you go. That is Boner of the Day for October 29, 2018. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That will be decided on Friday at about this time.
Yeah. Get a lot of more people who want to be some of Bill's people.
Who are Bill's people?
Yeah, Bill's people. You know, my people.
Who are, what? Why do you need people?
Well, because I need people. There are people who love people. I need to do, I should probably do some commercials to get people. Ad-libs for people.
Like speak on their behalf?
No, to recruit them.
Oh, you mean,
Yeah.
Well.
I'm seeing kind of a problem with this whole
Why is that?
thing is that you're not even quite sure what it is.
No, I am.
I told Bill.
They're my support group.
I told Bill, and I'm telling friends of the program, we have a new podcast called Radio From Hell Best Of, which are little bits and chunks of the Radio From Hell show. You can get the whole Radio From Hell show at the Radio From Hell podcast, but if you just want to hear little pieces of it, and there's classic stuff in there too, but we do have the little bit where we discussed Bill getting people.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I think you should refresh yourself with
Well, I listened to a little bit. You played a little bit of it for me, and I like the idea of doing commercials for people. Just to, I'd be happy to do commercials for people.
In what? Take someone that emailed you and do a commercial for them.
Okay.
Give an example of what you can do for people.
This is what I can do for you if you want to be one of my people. Serena is a wonderful person.
Is she?
She is a stay-at-home mother, and she has been a fan of the Radio From Hell show for many, many years, since she was in middle school. Now, Serena is now 26 years old, and she is a blogger. She does a wonderful blog called The Beautiful Mind Blog, and I think you should all seek it out. I think you'll find it is one of the most interesting stay-at-home mommy blogs you will ever read.
Have you read it?
No.
Yes, it's wonderful.
All right.
It is an incredible read. There's all kinds of wonderful adventures she has with her dogs that she fosters through Rescue Rovers. She's a very good photographer, and she's a very good writer.
Wow.
Serena, The Beautiful Mind Blog.
One of Bill's people.
One of my people. See?
There.
Okay.
I better check that out. Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
You shouldn't endorse something.
Because we don't endorse things.
Well,
unless-
she's got an honest face, though. Should be okay.
What if people start using this, like when they're arrested? Like,
huh?
Like you can't arrest me. I'm one of Bill's people. Bill will vouch for me.
Sure, I will. I will. I've often said, if you need an alibi, just say you were out to dinner with me. I'll stick up for you.
Bill will back you up.
I will. You bet. We were out to dinner.
Where'd you go?
Wherever you say we went.
I love that.
That's
place.
exactly right. Let's see. Beautiful Mind on Blogspot. Okay.
He's going to read it now.
How is it?
Because you read a lot of mommy bloggers, don't
yeah.
you?
I do.
That's what Bill does in his free time.
Something about a urinary tract infection.
Oh, my.
Oh, I don't think this is the right one.
That's
Must be a different one.
Don't give Serena a urinary tract infection she doesn't have.
No.
That would be rude.
Yeah.
They're bad enough when they're for real. No?
I'll find it.
Okay.
They have cranberry flavored Sprite now, you know.
They do.
That doesn't count, though. I think you need the real cranberry juice.
For the UTI?
Yeah.
That doesn't really work, does it?
What about cranberry Red Bulls? I drink those.
Why
Does
do
that
you
work?
Why do you drink that?
Because, like, if I want a Red Bull, but I don't really want a Red Bull, I have a cranberry one, and I feel like it's sort of juice, but it's not.
But isn't that? But when it comes to UTIs, isn't that nonsense?
The
Drinking
cranberry juice?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Get on WebMD.
No, don't go there.
Find out.
That will say cranberry juice gives you cancer.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
Only if it's 3 in the morning.
Then, if I look at it at noon, it won't tell me that?
It won't.
At the top of the UTI myth list is the widely held belief that drinking cranberry juice or taking cranberry supplements can prevent and treat UTIs.
No?
It's a myth.
It's an active ingredient in cranberries that can prevent adherence of bacteria to the bladder wall, particularly E. coli.
So that's but I like cranberry juice.
Well, enjoy
it. You can drink it because you like it, but don't think it's going to prevent those UTIs that you have all the time.
Put a little vodka in there. Make you a Cosmo.
Yeah, I don't have a UTI. I haven't
All
had
right.
that in a while.
Me either.
All right. We will take a break. We'll be right back. Quip. My electric toothbrush. Quip. Well, I say mine, but it's in my wife's bathroom right now.
Get one.
I got to order another one so that we can each have our own Quip. And she's planning a trip here in December, so she'll probably want to take it. This is what I like about it is you can travel with it. Because I had an electric toothbrush, but traveling with it was impossible.
You got to bring the base and all
Yeah, that docking station, and it was huge, and these they're smaller, and they're easy to travel with. They got a multi-use cover, and great for traveling. Doesn't require that clunky charger. Runs for 3 months. With one battery. The brush heads are automatically delivered every 3 months for just $5. Because you want to replace those all the time. And you don't have to go hunting for them. They're sent right to you. They do the built-in 2-minute timer pulses every 30 seconds to remind you to switch sides so that you get an even clean and you get that full 2 minutes, which you're supposed to. Many reasons why I love Quip. And that's why they're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/X96 right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. So remember to do that /X96 so that A, we get the credit, and B, you get that deal. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/X96.
We want to put $500 in your pocket.
All right, 9:51. Oh, 52. It's 52.
Well,
what?
Well, I've been researching to see if it's okay if that salami was left. So I bought this big salami, and I guess my kid left it out last night, out of the refrigerator. But I guess it's okay.
Because it's cured?
Yeah.
Will you eat it, though, or will you just throw it away because you're...
I'm going to make... No, it was expensive. Because I
but if
bought a
it's-
whole, like a big one. I'm going to make him eat some of it.
Test it
If he doesn't
out.
get sick, then it'll
Check
be okay.
back with me in 12 hours, and if it's okay, I'll keep it.
And then somebody just tweeted at me a screenshot of Fox 13's morning news show, and there's Carrie Kronk and I don't know who the name. What's the name of the guy that she's with in the morning?
Dan?
I don't know.
Is it still Dan?
I think so. He's a happy and nice looking guy. Do you know who this is?
That was his old neighbor.
Is that him?
My old neighbor?
Yeah.
Dan.
That's Dan.
Dan somebody?
Oh, I forgot his last name.
Evans?
And
Dan Evans. Yeah.
And then he's there with a bunch of haunted house creeps. And the one sitting right next to Carrie Kronk, that's my son. And I know that costume he's wearing stinks to high heavens. Because he wears it every night at the Fear Factory, and then he Febrezes it when he brings it home. So it's
to keep it fresh.
Yeah, and it smells like Febreze, which when you Febreze something over and over and over again, it just smells that perfumey, awful. So he's sitting next to Carrie Kronk, and she's got this look on her face like, and I notice he's holding his knife as well. So
Menace? Is he menacing
no,
Carrie Kronk?
but he's just got it in his hand. He's holding his knife. I couldn't be more proud.
And then for some reason, there's a guy with a box of Cheerios.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
A box of...
He's like an evil scientist or something, and he's got a box of Cheerios.
Are they regular Cheerios or pumpkin spice Cheerios? Because that's that time of year.
Yeah, it's his pumpkin spice Cheerios.
Yeah.
And then there's a monster and a something and a something.
He's concerned about heart health.
Yeah. Apparently.
He looks fantastic.
Who?
He looks your son. He looks creepy as hell.
He's got that that mask is a three-faced mask. You can't quite tell, but there's that face, and then there are two other faces on each. There's another face there and another face there.
Yeah, Carrie looks like she's trying to get away from him.
Yeah, she probably it's the smell she's trying to
Leave
get
her
away from.
alone.
Well, you can't. If you're a creepy clown, you can't smell nice.
No, well, I mean, he smells like Febreze.
Corey wants to know if the kid with the Cheerios is a serial killer.
Oh, I bet that's probably what it's supposed to be.
That's bad.
That's really awful. Halloween, a time of monsters and bad puns. Yeah.
What's your kid going to be for Halloween?
It changes daily.
It changes daily.
We have.
Don't you have to decide by now?
We have
Who
assembled
is this,
4
by the way?
costumes. I'm John.
Hi.
I do the
Nice to
pumpkin spice wingding.
Nice to see you.
Every day at 10. So we have a Sally costume from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Cute.
Okay.
We have numerous princess costumes from throughout the year. So we went to a Halloween party at the police station on Friday, and she was a Cinderella mini princess fairy.
Oh,
She assembled her own costume
a
out of
mashup.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just would go back to the simple days when I used to just sew buttons on my kids' eyes. That was for their costumes. It was
Actually, yeah. No.
My favorite costume as a kid was Luke Duke, and it was just one of those like plastic aprons with the Don Post mask. You remember that? Like
Yeah.
it was, and it was Luke Duke.
yeah,
I thought you meant from Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, no, he was from Dukes of Hazzard, but you had this plastic like coveralls that went over you, and then you tied the knot in the waist, and then you had this one like stringy plastic face mask.
They had Dukes of
vacuum
Hazzard.
form.
Those?
The old Ben Cooper Collegeville
Yes.
costume.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went as Daisy Duke one year.
Somebody told me, because I said this 20 years ago, that they should make those, but in adult sizes.
They totally should.
And somebody told me that they have started doing that now. Those old Ben Cooper style
that would
in adult
awesome.
sizes. And I'm like, there's my costume right there.
Would you do
Good
that,
enough?
really?
Oh, hells yeah. Hells yeah.
I would be all over that.
I would do it, but I'd be afraid. They'd have to put a good enough fly in it.
You don't want to have to run home from trick or treating.
No, that was the design flaw in those.
Yeah.
It's because you tied them in the back behind your head.
Yeah.
And so to get them off to go potty, you'd have to...
Mom had to undo it.
And then pull it all the way down.
But when you're at school, as happened to me when I was in the second grade with my Collegeville skeleton costume, and I tried to untie it and it got a knot, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I ended up peeing all over my skeleton costume.
Oh man,
ruined it. I hate Halloween.
You were the.
I hate it.
You were the pee pants skeleton.
Yeah.
You're not helping.
It was terrible. And there were kids, that laughed just like that, laugh.
All right.
Pants skeleton.
Let's do the promo and get out of here.
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show
at 7:45, it's the X poll. We want to know, just as much as we all want to know, what's your Halloween costume?
Or if you don't have one, we'll help you with a last-minute costume idea.
That's the X poll on Tuesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
Good enough?
Sure.
All right. What you got, John?
The pumpkin spice wingding. It's just like a wingding, only it smells like pumpkins. Also, we've got that trip to Idaho to see 21 Pilots that we're giving away.
And a potato.
Don't forget the potato. You could turn that potato into a clock, you know.
Do you know, is it a russet?
It is a Idaho russet potato.
Good, okay.
We went and we purchased them from the Smiths.
Okay.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
It was a stolen colon.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
A 1 hour nonstop music wing ding starts now. X96.